and bring you guys in.
Oh God.
Why? Hello and welcome to the Captain's Table, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Paul Berserker01 Batman Shelley, your humble host and space bartender at the Astro Pub, your space bar at the end of Twitch. Today is Captain's Table. It's the first Captain's Table we've had in we didn't have one last week. We had one before that. It's been forever.
It's been literally years.
Years.
Years in the making.
Years in the making. This is
Like
just
Star
this
Citizen.
epic. Yes. TM.
Too soon.
Too CM. TM.
Too soon, TM.
Alrighty, so for those of you guys who don't know what the Captain's Table is, it's a Star Citizen podcast where we sometimes talk about Star Citizen, but mostly just get drunk and be dumb idiots.
I'm here, guys. You know what that means.
It means Jake is going to piss off everyone. Jake, you don't realize how many people come and just like, I just can't watch the Captain's Table and Jake's on because he just drunk as shit the entire
You know
time.
what? The numbers don't lie, sir. And you might not be here, but everyone else is.
Hateful, unpleasant person.
So before we get started, we're going to go around a bat. Yeah, because I live in Bat City. Here's a bat.
Bat.
What the fuck? What bat? Austin's Bat City. Anyways, let's go around and say hello to everyone and have them introduce themselves. We'll start with the man at the head of the table, because he lives under the table, because that's where he is. You likely found if you're looking for him. Just go to the pub and look under the table. He'll probably be asleep, like a big angry drunken baby. Jake, motherfucking acapella.
Wait. Hey, everybody. I'm Jake. I am co-host of the Captain's Table at this point.
For better or worse, most likely worse.
For realsies, though, I am the manager O community from Relay.sc. If you don't know what that is, you're probably a sane person, so I'll tell you. Our mission is to document literally everything that comes out of Cloud Imperium.
Hold on.
And put it into one
Hold
place.
on.
What?
Someone decided to do the party command because I forgot to turn it off. I was hoping that someone wouldn't actually do it, but they did. So enjoy this, YouTube. Enjoy this.
What's happening?
The party command's happening.
Oh goodness.
Much
Oh
love.
goodness. What do I do?
You're good now. Now continue.
Much
You're
love.
good now.
Okay.
Is Dave in here?
Hey, go to relay.sc. There's articles and information and fun things, but if you don't want any of that, we have a podcast that happens immediately before this one at 2:30 Eastern, 11:30 Pacific on twitch.tv/relay_sc. It's also where you can find relay_sc and insert social media website before that, and you can find all our stuff.
Wow, so
Unified Branding, son.
Jeez.
That's where it's at. It's a podcast that happened. Apparently the one today was pretty good. I wasn't on it, but
Is that why it was good?
yes, in fact.
Nick Saga.
You know what?
God,
Forget what I said. You're not my friend anymore, Nick.
Nick's throwing the shade. That's what's happening.
Listen.
Nick's welcome to the majority club. The not friends with
Hey,
Hey, you are now in the majority.
I will say this.
Listen.
Before we continue, there is we now live in topsy-turvy land because Papa Dolvac is now back to being a subreddit
He's
moderator
left
for Star
us.
Citizen.
He's left us as the full-time content creation was not something he could fully commit to, so he does not have the relay badge of dishonor on his name any longer. He still haunts our Discord channel because that's what he does. It wasn't like a bad thing that happened. It's just what he wanted to do. But he's actually back modding the subreddit because because who thought that was a good idea? But yeah.
So as far
I was actually perusing Reddit the other day, and there's only 2 times that I do that, when I'm drunk or on the toilet. And I saw a post by Dovak, and of course I had to do nothing but just send something in complete disagreement with what he said, even though I had no idea what I was saying. Just literally just to disagree with Dovak.
we need to have some sort of like meme that every time Dovak posts, you just respond to it with that just one meme, like over and over and over again. It's like something like a less mean version of kill yourself, like this.
Just a sad taper.
Yeah, the sad taper. Just pictures of sad tapers. Whenever it doesn't matter if it's super serious, if it's really well written, if it's really well, just sad tapers. Just sad tapers all around. Sorry, I have to.
So
give
that's
shit.
what I do on the internet, everyone. No, but for real, everyone else on Relay does cool things. We're also in conjunction with Bulkheads, so that's the thing that's still happening. Bulkheads is back. Pimp out the Bulkheads. Paul, you know a little bit about Bulkheads, don't you?
Just a little bit. It's not like I was part of the writing team or anything like that. No.
No, or like a character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a bartender in Pockets? I'm confused.
No, actually, he's a very scary pirate man.
Yar.
I say scary, and by scary I mean not at all scary.
No.
Go watch Bulkheads. It's funny.
It's funny. It's Star Citizen Machinima series, good thing. And if you guys don't know about the Relay podcast or the Not So Sober Saturday, we are part of the Podsat, the Star Citizen Podsat, which is a series of podcasts about Star Citizen that starts in the early afternoon
not anymore.
What is it now?
GHG is now technically the first podcast of Podsat.
Is he now back to the to Friday nights?
I thought the last one he did was on Friday.
Really? Oh, okay. So we have GHG.
Well, it's midnight. It's midnight Friday, so technically it's
Saturday. Mm-hmm.
So technically he's the first podcast in the lineup.
And then Relay, and then Captain's Table. But it's a series that we don't overlap, and we tend to every once in a while one of us does all 3 podcasts.
So it's the worst.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what. By the end of it you're just dead. I'm sorry, Gray. That was just the worst podcast. I was so tired. It got to the point where I had started drinking for my own podcast, right? Through this one. So by the time I was on Gray's, I was already reaching hangover.
It is Not So Sober Saturday.
God,
Sam.
Just the what is it, the dog that bit you?
What?
I can't remember. The hair of the dog.
What are you talking about?
What?
Oh, by the
Talking
hair
about
of the
shitty
dog.
things. Anyways, let's move on. Now, next we have the probably smartest person in the entire table. If all of us were combined.
Hi, I'm C Dizzle.
The one that has more talent than most of us combined. And also, you never should sit behind her in any kind of vehicle, because she will kill you. She will kill you.
That's sitting in front of me. You can sit behind me because I can't reach you.
Sit in front of you. Yeah. Don't sit in front of her in any vehicle, because she will kill you.
Yes.
Only if your name is Texas Skulls.
She'll find a way either way.
If
It's a very specific murdering.
Okay, so Underscore is saying that by the way, he's saying that Not So Sober Saturday is still on Saturday night or Saturday nights.
It is.
Yeah.
It was on Friday that one time.
It might have been a test, because I know he's doing it every other week now. So that's the one thing. He doesn't do it every week.
I thought he went. Oh,
Got it.
Gray's got to stop this.
Nix, who are you? What do you do
Jake, you're on tonight.
for Star Citizen, all that kind of stuff?
What do I do for Star Citizen, or just in general?
As a streamer, or as a YouTube content creator, as a dancing monkey with a hat. I don't know. What do you do for content?
It's specifically that last thing.
Yes, that is actually. Thank you. That sums up pretty much my whole existence, really. But yeah. I am not a YouTube content creator. I am a streamer. So obviously, channel is Nick Saga. I haven't done a ton of Star Citizen recently. Yeah, it should be. But yeah, so I haven't done a ton of Star Citizen recently because I've been not necessarily like I don't know, not necessarily step back, but there's a lot of salt going on.
Most
Right
everyone
now.
has.
But yeah, so yeah, and you know, so but yeah. So my guess my bit is science. So I'd like to
Science things.
science things. Yeah,
Sorry,
so
there's lots of stuff in the background right now, so sorry if you hear it.
Oh, geez.
But what do you do? Are you a variety streamer? Do you still stream actively? All that kind of stuff.
yes. So I've actually expanded my schedule. I used to do Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but now I've been doing weekdays as well since I finally got affiliate. So I've kind of expanded that. But yeah, I'm a variety streamer. Been streaming a lot of Overwatch, Gwent. I have a cosplay stream coming up here pretty soon, so I incorporate a little bit of that. But yeah, so science. I have science on Sunday as well. So if you want to hear some science, that's on Sundays.
What are you gonna cosplay as?
Triss Marigold will be back.
Tryst with the T, actually.
No, it is not Triss with a T.
It is absolutely
Well,
with
there's
the
a T in the
Tryst.
front.
What?
That is correct.
Listen, Texas, you're just wrong.
Bringing up the wrong man.
Damn.
The
Okay,
half-
hang on.
The half.
Whose friend are you now? Are you her friend? Are you my friend? Are you your own friend? I don't
He's
know.
nobody's friend.
I am no one's friend.
Oh god.
Jake Acapella exists outside of this system, ladies and gentlemen. Outside of this system.
With that wonderful transition, now we're going to bring up Juan Valdez's half brother, and sometimes streamer, Texas Skulls. Who are you? What do you do?
I'm gonna let Jake finish for a moment here, and then we can get into all about Texas. Who is Texas? Where does he come from?
Oh god damn
What
it.
are my roots?
Jersey, right?
No. It's like the worst place on earth. New
Wait,
Jersey.
He didn't say Delaware. He said Jersey. Come on.
Man, listen. You might think that, but all of us end up in Texas at some point.
That's true. That's
There
how
you go.
it
There you
Paul's
works.
there now. I'll be there in about 6 months. You know.
I am the guy who has been making wings all day and whose friends delivered to my office wings with no paper towel. No napkin. That is torture. I can't eat these without a fucking...
Texas.
That is some clever
Man.
trolling.
I have a solution. for
Right?
So your
What?
friends know you well.
You can.
Talk to me,
All right,
Goose.
bear with me.
Oh
You
god,
can
this is gonna be an hour. All
Stand
right, let's
up
go.
out of your chair.
Mm-hmm.
Walk into kitchen / bathroom /
I made a commitment to be in this chair for this podcast, Mr. Jake Acapella. Okay.
And see, this was muted.
I am not one to break commitments except for 3 weeks not streaming. But beyond that, I am not one to break commitments, people.
Beyond my
I am-
commitments, I do not break commitments.
He's also nude from the waist down. So
Yeah, I am also nude from the
That's
waist down.
true.
I am A, Twitch's only streamer to always stream nude from the waist down. B, I am Twitch's
Only.
derpiest streamer.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
from
Okay?
the waist down.
You want to come?
Oh!
Oh, shots fired.
Damn, Grit.
I got no comeback.
Shit.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Like you might as well just we're done. So move on.
You said
I,
that.
I have nothing beyond what Grit just said. Wow.
You can
I'm Texas.
Oh.
you can catch
Just to see
Texas
this.
I've got-
Skulls on at what is it 9:30 sometimes maybe.
If I actually
Sometimes.
manage to be there and start on time, yeah, 9:30 Central PM, every day, I guess, except the days that I don't show up.
It's a good one.
Except the last 3 weeks.
Then
the
we
last
have
three.
the refugee from Florida, who lives who lives in Florida, from Colorado. Is that what it was?
What?
Yes,
Just Colorado.
just Colorado.
Colorado
refugee. Okay.
represent.
Senor Dizzle of the Sea, Mr. A Y steal your girl Y. So up in here.
I used to live in New Mexico, so I was like the Colorado's toilet.
That is pretty much accurate.
That's actually a pretty good way of thinking things.
Colorado.
Yeah, actually.
exactly what it is.
Alrighty, Mr. C Dizzle, what do you do?
I am a Star Citizen streamer, so for the past 3 or 4 months, all I've been playing is PUBG.
Cheers.
Yep. Cheers to that.
That was my only joke.
Well, I'll see myself out now.
we're done.
Then.
Yeah.
Good one.
Have a good night, guys. Yeah.
Yep.
Then lastly, we
Great
have
show.
a blast from the past, a ghost from the Nost, the man
What?
who has been haunting your dreams at night
Should
and
be
may kill you.
The man who was
ghost-
struck by lightning
The
himself.
ghost
Yeah.
with
Yes.
the most.
Ghost with the
He
Nost.
was
thank
struck
you.
by lightning last night, so
He for the
may very well
last
be that
the
for
last
us.
3 times he was going to come onto the table. Something happened at the last minute. It was
The
3
oldest
times.
person here.
It was 3.
That's
Senor Splitter of the Grit. Who are you?
It's
What do you
been-
do?
Yeah. I am Grit Spitter. I'm primarily a Star Citizen streamer, even though I have not been streaming much lately. Real life has just kind of been getting in the way. Trying to work on that, and also I had some serious back injuries about a month ago that was not fun. But yeah, that's about it. Lots of
Came
PUBG
up
going
with
on.
I
Yeah.
came up with a solution to life getting in the way. Just don't have one.
I'm working on that.
just
Yeah.
never
Just
ever
don't
leave your house.
have a
Throw your
life.
phone away. Like
I'm becoming
What
a
it
hermit.
is. It's what it is.
So
Real life is
It
traumatizing.
helps if you're married
Texas is
because
going down on some wings right now.
Shut up.
whoa, whoa.
Shut up. Tina.
Look away! Look away! Don't judge me.
Paul can probably attest to this, but it helps if you're married because like your best friend's in your house with you, so it's like, hey, I want to go hang out with my friend, but they're already there, so you just kind of just do nothing.
don't leave. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like your friend just never leaves, so then you never
Yeah.
have to leave.
it's great.
And then every once in a while you're like, hey, let's go.
It helps.
Get
It
something.
helps if you're
It's like,
if
what?
your
It's like
friend
food.
that's
Okay.
always there is super
Jake-
hot too.
That
Jake,
helps a
if
lot
you have
too.
pit in the middle of your house, and your friend is at the bottom of that pit. And you feed it lotion. I'm curious.
Only on
Have a
Tuesdays.
basket.
There's a hose somewhere.
Alrighty.
There's a joke in
This
there
is-
somewhere. about
This is
Trevor and
we are
hose.
20 we're 20 minutes into this and it's already boding well. We haven't even gotten to the meat and potatoes of the salt.
Well,
that is
15
everywhere.
minutes
One
of the
meat
intro
potato,
was
3.0
Jake.
was delayed. Like,
I was gonna say it.
look,
Hey,
3.0 delayed. Salt.
You all
salt,
know
salt,
me.
Salt. Salt.
Y'all
salt.
know me.
Done.
Some
See,
more
my
salt.
specialty. my specialty is meat. So let's get into it.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Man.
That's about right, Predator Meyer. That's about right. Anyways, so talking about some of, let's focus on at least some of the good before we get into the throwing of the salt and the gnashing of the
Hey.
teeth and the wailing.
The self-flagellation.
Yes.
Ships in. I want to put my ship in someone else's ship.
So, like, your Nox into a freelancer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can fit a Merlin inside of a Gemini. I did that
Yeah,
one.
but that's like throwing a hot dog down a hallway. Okay, look, Merlin, not the ideal situation.
Listen, the Gemini is
Period.
just you know,
Gets around.
who
you know?
hasn't?
It was tighter than
Don't
you'd think,
judge.
actually.
It's the turtle of the space universe.
Who are you? Who are you to judge the Starfarer Gemini?
It's got to do something right now because I can't do much else. So.
Hey.
Oh.
Now, in terms of actual like good news this week, there was a lot of discussion on the. It's hard to go into the good news because I don't know much of the good news after all of the shit that's been spilling out.
You can lock your ships.
Yeah, you can lock your ships.
yes.
the-
yes.
the
That's
PC
cool.
The PC Gamer.
So that's a thing.
The PC Gamer article is actually pretty good in terms of like a
Hey.
lot of the stuff they saw.
Hey, full
CIG,
physics.
What
full
do I gotta do?
experience.
I write for an online website. What do I gotta do to get the demo?
Probably work for an offline website.
Hey. PC Gamer.
Hey guys, have you ever
website.
seen the pictures that someone's little kid will bring home or something, from school, and it's just a bunch of fucking scribbles,
Yeah.
but you got to be proud of it. That's how Relay is with Jake's writing. They're like, this is awesome.
Good
Great,
job,
hang it on the
Jake. We're
refrigerator.
gonna put this on the
Stick-
front page.
Yep. Stick that on the
refrigerator.
Listen.
Wow, this is
I'm sorry,
this is-
Jake. I'm sorry,
this
man.
is
I'm
a-
sorry.
Wow. Wow.
I know what I did. I've been nothing but nice.
Throw Jake under the Starfarer.
I've been
This
nothing
is a savage show.
I would say
Damn.
Starliner, not Starfarer. It's
I have
more
been
akin to a
nothing-
bus, but you know, hey.
I have been
Who am I?
nothing but pleasant and wonderful to every last one of you. And for some reason, it's hate on Jake Day. Is the calendar? Does the calendar say this?
It can. I can
Did
make
you miss
that
the
point.
memo?
We sent a
Yeah,
memo out.
apparently I did.
Apparently, National
it's-
Wings Day
it's-
and Hate Jake
It's
Day is the same
also
day.
hate
Well,
Jake
well,
Day.
the problem,
Same day.
the
Very
problem
true.
was that the memo
Yeah.
is in item 2.0, and since we don't have item 2.0 yet, you can't actually access it. You just hit use, and it does nothing. So,
Very true. Very true. I'm sorry,
So-
Jake. I apologize.
You're not sorry.
Can we be
I
friends?
love you guys. Why do you hate me?
it does seem like that. However, that they are full steam ahead in terms of working on the 3.0 or not 3.0, whatever they'll be showing off at Gamescom. Because they've talked about a little bit about that. They're going to be working on stuff that's going to be at Gamescom.
Apparently, people have seen things.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen things.
All right.
From the
I'll say
the
to
tours.
that. Go. Whoever was speaking behind me, just go.
Go.
Okay, fuck it. I will say to that. We had this conversation the very first time I was on the captain's table. All right, and it was about the CitizenCon demo, and it was about well, you know, if that's almost done, then they may as well just release it when it is ready, and it was very definitive. Is that they do band-aid patches onto things when full complete systems aren't ready, right? So they're working on some crazy shit for Gamescom, I guarantee it. But it's like band-aid fixes, right? Like faking something because the real system isn't even nearly in place. So we're gonna see something beyond 3.0 in Gamescom.
Yep.
It's not gonna have anything to do with 3.0. It will, but we're gonna see the cool shit beyond it. But
There's
it's
also-
not gonna be
There's a lot of
finished systems.
No.
There's a lot of
But-
departments that are done with their 3.0 work too that are already pushing
Yeah.
ahead too. So not finished.
But it's not even that. What they do is they'll literally go through and fake a system entirely to show the concept of how they see something playing out. And they're going to do that for Gamescom, and then everyone on fucking Reddit and all over the internet and be like, oh, but it's so close to being done. They have all of this done, so why can't they just release it in 2 months? And it's like, well, because it's not the final fucking system.
Yeah. It's basically a prototype.
It's a
Like
demo.
I can almost
Yes.
guarantee you will see something like mining and repair, probably some of the landing zones. I could even go as far to say, which is probably not going to happen, but as far to say that we're going to see jump points demoed as part of that for different systems.
No.
We're definitely going to see other planets. Other
Yo,
than
CIG has no balls if they don't start last year's demo and boozle everybody and then play the real one.
Oh, that'd be great.
Oh my god!
Coming December
3.0.
Literally, yeah.
without
It's
updating the date.
Lear 3 again.
However,
December
the one
2016.
thing that I am afraid that CIG might do is go, this is all going to be ready by December, and everyone, because at that point, I think no one believes that any shit that show off at Gamescom is going to be ready in December.
Nope.
Like,
I think
even
they're
if they
fighting
100% promise, pinky swear, and like sign an affidavit that it's going to happen,
Hey,
no.
I would love
found
it.
out- Hey, fun fact, real quick. You know why they call it pinky swears? Why pinky swears a thing?
Why? This is going to be great.
No, this is real, true facts. Back in the olden times, where pinky swears came from, if you broke the pinky swear, you lose your pinky.
Holy shit, that was
So
really
then
fun.
what is it, like
That
ring
makes sense.
finger swear after that? Or middle finger
No,
swear?
because
Index
then
finger swear? I'd be down to thumb swear.
But by the way,
Actually, I wouldn't
Tex-
have fingers.
because-
Texas,
that
Texas
person's
just
not
flicked
trustworthy
everybody
'cause
off.
They have no
in-
pinky. Yeah.
yeah, no, because people be walking around and be like, I can't trust that guy. He ain't got no pinky.
Yep. That's why they
Here's
used to
the
cut off
question.
thieves' hands, because if you saw
Yeah.
them with a stump, you knew, oh, he steals shit.
Yeah.
He's a crazy man.
It's very true. Or he did steal shit. He probably
Fun
he might have
fact,
learned his
y'all
lesson 'cause he
learned
lost his
something
fucking
today.
head, man. Look, I
So-
want to propose something to everyone out there, though. This is a proposal to you. Imagine a Star Citizen development path or track, right? If you erased from your mind all Chris Roberts' promises of dates,
Oh, imagine.
where would you stand? Imagine if he never said, yeah, Squadron 42, 2016, 2017, blah, 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 3.0, December 2016, right? Like, imagine if none of that existed. How would you
are
feel
we
differently
getting into
about
this? Is this what's happening right now?
I'm just saying, how would you feel
Listen,
differently about
listen,
it? Like, if all the-
listen. The fact of the matter is this: they're pretty much done with 3.0 in terms of major systems. The rest of the things that they're adding onto are small systems.
Yeah.
They've been doing a lot of update passes, and more than likely, a lot of the people who are working on a lot of the portions of 3.0 are now working on the demo for Gamescom. That's probably what's going on. That's probably the reason why we have a bit of a delay. Now, the problem is that at this point, because of that, we pretty much have nothing else to talk about until either PTU releases or 3.0 releases, which is right now. Set
I
for
really want
September.
to. I really want to learn more about Spectrum. If I'm being
Oh my
honest.
fucking god! I mean,
Oh, please, shut up.
as funny as
Stop.
that is, I would actually like to know what the fuck is going on with Spectrum in terms of VoIP and stuff like that as well. Go ahead, Jake.
Okay. So two things. We're probably going to get into that thread at some point, so I'm just going to say it. The top comment on that crazy Katamari that's happening on the Reddit right now about delays and things. The top comment says something that I think is huge. And I think it's a big thing. There is a massive disconnect between the production people and the programming engineer people at CIG. There's a break in there somewhere where the goals that we're seeing or that they're putting out or talking about are unrealistic. So there's something going on there. But we'll get into that in a second. What I was gonna say is
God.
Here's
don't
what I'm
actually
gonna say,
remember.
but just kidding. I actually meant to say this.
I actually don't remember. It'll come back to me.
Best podcast ever.
I before we
It'll
get
come back to
into
me.
anything serious, the one thing that we all need to
I gotta
really
drink the rest of this.
what we really need to I'm just going to lay this out on the table is this is impotent rage. At the end of the day, everyone's going to buy more concept ships. Everyone's going to like fucking lose their shit when 3.0 comes out. No matter when it comes out, people will lose their shit. People are just angry because of delays and they're lashing out. The problem is they still buy the fucking concept ships, so there's nothing that CIG.
It's not my fault. They look really cool.
I know, right?
It's gonna be my last.
So at the end of the day,
concept.
as much as I
Bam,
understand,
I got it.
as much as I understand,
Next
that people
one
are
comes
upset
out,
and they're
This is gonna be my last concept sale.
It's also a factor of this isn't the first time. This happens every single year.
every
And
summer.
what I think
every
the
summer.
big issue is it's new every year. We get a whole group of new backers too. So this is the first time for a lot of people. So they get super salty, and those of us that have seen it happen before, it's kind of like old news. Just
I remember what I was gonna say.
Fake
out,
news,
and
actually.
then we get the shit, and everybody's happy. But yeah,
I remember what I was gonna say.
kind of
Yeah,
par
go
for the
ahead,
course.
Jake.
Please enlighten us.
Listen, Texas.
I am. That's what I said. I want to be enlightened.
I need your sass right now.
I got no sass. You want sass?
I can't
look
wait till
above
you
me.
live
That's
near
a-
him.
that's a
By the
just
way,
thing of
Jake,
sass.
when you live near
Full
him, it's gonna
sass.
get ridiculous. I'm just saying.
Oh, no. All right. So listen, the big problem here's the big problem, and we were talking about this in the Relay Discord today. The big problem that we're having is we're seeing all this stuff for 3.0, right? Everybody's like, look at this cool thing that's going to be in 3.0. Look at this other cool thing that's going to be in 3.0. 3.0 is the best, right? And then it gets delayed and everybody's pissed because it's like all these cool things that they're showing us. We're sad because we're not going to get it right now. But, man, if they're also showing us like, hey, look, we're working on 3.0. 3.0 is happening. It's going to take a little longer. But, hey, we got other stuff we're working on, too. There's whole other things that we're doing. Star Citizen's not just 3.0. We got other stuff going on. We got 400 people working on this game. There's people doing other stuff right now, too. But they don't talk about that stuff, and that makes me upset.
I think what it comes down to, it's got to be shitty for them on a certain level,
Oh,
they're kind of damned if they do, damned if they don't. 'Cause it's not with the
Absolutely.
golf swing. If we show us what we're working on, people are
No,
gonna bitch.
listen,
if we don't
don't
show what we're
be
working on, people
Don't
are
be
gonna
talking about the
bitch.
golf swings.
Yeah.
Look,
Golf
look,
we
Yeah.
killed that hard.
I know.
We
murdered
didn't just
the golf
kill it.
swings.
We didn't just kill it. We like formed a posse. We ripped it out of jail. We strung
stake
it
through
up.
its heart.
Yeah, we strung it up. Had a
The
picnic.
golf swings.
We
No
had a
golf swings
picnic
in
underneath
Star Citizen.
its hanging corpse. Then we pulled it down
This
and
isn't-
beat it until
This
it was nothing but a
Link's
bloody pulp.
98. This ain't no cyber tiger.
look.
Yeah.
I have a suggestion to make everyone sane.
Okay.
Forget about Star Citizen. When 3.0 is released, play it for a couple weeks,
But
then
I
go back to
can't.
fucking PUBG. Okay?
Yeah,
then
my
go
job,
play this
though.
game, and then go play that game. And then forget about it for a little bit.
That-
This is for the general populace that don't play Star Citizen every
exactly.
fucking day. We're right about it, alright? Play it for a week, then fucking go play PUBG. Play it for another week, then go play fucking Fortnite, alright? It's gonna be some years. Get
Fortnite's
over
a
it.
weird
Deal
game,
with it,
man.
okay?
That's what
Star
kills
Citizen,
me.
They're fucking developing it. They're making the shit. But
Yeah.
It's not gonna be a couple years. So just fucking forget about it.
Yeah.
Play it every once in a while and go play some other fucking games, right? Lose at PUBG because you all suck and don't have Nightcap to carry you.
Hey!
So what? All right? Look, this ain't Hansels
Hey,
and Machinki
he
Bros.
is.
You can't
He
fucking
is.
take my
He
town.
was number 11 in North America for a bit. All right, I'm just gonna say
Stay out of
that.
my
My
fucking
buddy-
city. Machinki is ours, Paul. Juan.
It is.
Montoya.
It is. It
Valdez.
is. It is
You know-
Juan Montoya Valdez's and Tejas and Nightcaps and El Noches.
No,
Sorry.
My buddy Ghoul is
reality.
number 3.
So all right. So like
This
the
fucking happens.
PUBG!
Okay? No,
the
this
reason.
fucking happens. Okay, seriously. I develop software for a living. This fucking
Oh.
happens. People tell me, they're like, yeah, it'll be about 3
That's
weeks,
one
and then it's
step.
like fucking 6. Or they're like, it'll be
Yeah.
3 weeks, and then it's fucking 2.
Well,
but
hell-
I don't say, oh god, this must be a scam. My entire business is a scam. This
I
must
mean,
be fake work."
PUBG's a
Just
good
chill
example.
the fuck out.
I mean, listen.
Shit gets delayed. I'm
There's
upset
a-
because I want to play 3.0 today, but it ain't
There's
fucking
a-
ready
yeah.
today.
There's a medium.
I'm gonna cry
There's,
myself to sleep.
there's a happy medium, right?
Mhm.
There's a happy medium. You got on the one end the people who are like, oh, 3.0 got delayed 2 weeks. Everything's on fire. Everybody's dying.
Yeah.
Those are crazy people. You got people on the other end of the spectrum who are like, hey, listen, everything's fine. You don't need to worry about nothing. Star Citizen is the perfect game. Everything is Star Citizen. My life, my soul, my bowels are Star Citizen.
Yep.
God, I hate those people.
Those are also crazy people.
Yeah.
I left my wife,
Yes.
my children, my job. Yeah.
No, actually,
I
legitimately,
don't-
100%.
I live in a cardboard
left
box,
them if
but
they left
let me
you.
tell you what, I got 5 Idrises, son.
I live in a cardboard box. But my cardboard box has
What,
fiber
what,
internet.
what always confuses me.
LTI.
What always confuses me
And LTI.
are people who
No.
who don't
Yeah.
even have a computer that can run the game, but have like $4,000 in the game. Those people always confuse the shit out of me. Like,
Same here.
They do too, dude.
What?
They do too. Yes, it's bad. No, don't do that.
Hey,
Look,
I
no,
can
in all
think about this
seriousness,
game.
to maintain your sanity, you do one thing. Don't listen to any date ever given by Chris Roberts. Period. Just immediately get it out of your fucking mind. Done. And then your sanity will be maintained. Because then you're not saying, oh yeah, we're supposed to have 3.0 87,000 fucking weeks ago. No, then you're just like, okay, well, we were supposed to have it a
Yeah.
couple weeks ago, and then it got delayed a little
And
bit.
if you're someone dumb enough to like, oh, I scheduled my
you don't get covered
PTO
for
from my job because
Wow.
they said it was going to drop on this date. That you're just an idiot. Don't use your
Grid
your
Spitter,
I agree
ladies and
with you.
gentlemen, confirmed.
Yeah.
Calling
Don't
Chris Roberts
schedule a
dumb
vacation
live on the
just
captain's
because
table.
of what a schedule report says and stuff like that. Those are the people getting super salty.
I agree with you both to an extent.
It'll happen when it happens.
My big problem is like delays are gonna happen. This is what we got into this project for. With no release dates, no nothing,
Yeah.
no freedom, true creative freedom, make the crazy game everybody wants, right? However, that's the thing. I pledged for Star Citizen. I didn't pledge for Star Citizen Alpha 3.0.
Jake,
I want to.
Jake, before
I
you
wanna
continue
know.
on, how many drinks are you in at this point?
I don't know. dude.
Oh, Jesus
Um,
Christ!
They're very large.
I haven't eaten anything since 1:30. So here, this is what's going on. I didn't pledge for Alpha 3.0. I pledged for Star Citizen. I want to know what's going on with Star Citizen, the whole thing.
Paper towels.
and that's the part that kind of irks me a little bit, just a little bit. I'm not that upset, really. There's way. I'm playing The Witcher 3 right now. Everything's fine, but the problem I'm having is I want to know what's going on with the whole project at large. And everything that CIG has been talking about recently has just been blinders on 3.0.
That's very true.
That's all I want. I just want to know how the whole project is doing. And if I get that, I'll be 100% peachy. Why is it peachy? Why not different fruit?
Peaches are delicious. First
Because
off,
if it wasn't, they cut your pinkies off.
Nix, you've been quiet this time. Tell me your thoughts on the situation.
Tell us your
that's
feels.
going on.
Yeah, we need a scientific.
Scientific.
She does actually
Well,
kind of have a bit of a good perspective because she does work in genetic engineering, which is not exactly a traveled science. It's a lot of like, hey, I'm making shit up as I go sometimes. So
Listen,
go ahead.
I want to know
Yeah,
real quick
well-
before you get started. Can
Okay.
you turn me into Khan?
Possible.
Okay, that's all I want to know.
Possible.
Continue.
Interesting.
Well, I'm a scientist, not a computer programmer. I don't know much code. I know a little bit of Python because you use a little bit of bioinformatics in what I do. And from the little tiny bit that I know and watching Bug Smashers and stuff, I know that this shit is complicated as fuck. So, it's disappointing, and I have said that I am sad that it has been delayed. But it's kind of the point that other people made that I'm still going to play the game. I'm still going to get excited when it comes out. And, having a little bit of momentary sadness doesn't mean I hate the game or hate the process. And I'm sure that computer programming, just like science, is hard. And it's great because everything works up until it doesn't. And then, you have so many different things. There's so many different variables that go into all of this, just as, with science. And you can try your best to eliminate and look at just certain variables at a time. And so you see one variable that they're working on, but you don't see the 50 other things that are contributing to pretty much everything, really. So
Awesome.
Yeah.
All I heard is
Yeah.
that this is going to create the zombie apocalypse. That's all I heard.
How did you get that?
And hey, from every zombie movie you ever watch, right? Someone turns on someone else who's alive and kills them. Nyx is going to be that person. She's going to find a sickle and slice a dude's head off in the real zombie apocalypse. It's going to be me,
Listen,
right?
Yeah.
Nix. I don't think they've forgiven you for the
for the killing
PUBG incident.
for
I
killing
will
text
never
in
have.
PUBG.
I will never.
I don't
Well,
think
I mean,
Atrocity.
can we just take a moment to examine Texas Skull's character here? Because after all, there was revenge that was agreed upon, and said revenge was enacted, and he's still being bitter about it. So
And
let's
interesting
just all
that
take a moment to.
Interesting that Texas gives you so much shit about that, where not shortly long after that, I beat Texas to death with a frying pan by accident.
Exactly.
I hear nothing about that.
You can't
Accident.
accidentally beat
There you
someone
go.
to death.
I'm a reasonable person.
Listen.
I saw the accident.
I
nature.
accidentally shot Texas Skulls' legs out from underneath him with a shotgun in PUBG.
No, you accidentally shot everyone. You're in a house, and you literally
But I
we came
I
in
love
from
that-
2 doors, and Paul just shot everyone.
That's
So
what
he's
happened with
like,
the frying
clear.
But I love that when it comes to Nyx with the sickle incident, there's no way in hell that could have been an accident. That was intentional.
That was perfect.
Evil Marksman, what I will say, because we've kind of gotten off a little bit of, we'll talk a little bit more
Yeah.
about Star Citizen as a whole.
Sorry.
I wanted to get the salt out of the way because there's a lot of people out there who are like, Star Citizen is terrible. It's going to fail. Woo! And people lose their minds, but
I wish I got
Let-
that happy.
let me-
See,
Always.
I think that there's a healthy level, and you have to
Yep,
maintain,
I
like,
forgot.
you can get a little salty, and you can be, like, frustrated, and then
That's what
you
I'm
just,
saying.
you move on with your life.
Listen,
It's not
Nix,
the
you're
end
my
of the
friend again.
world.
You're my friend again.
I love how
Okay.
many people though are jumping on the scam and a money grab, and then, to me it's just one. that would make like all
You're taking
400
it all
plus
the way to the
employees-
other extreme.
Yeah, all
There's
400 plus
zero-
employees would be culpable then, throwing away their reputations, throwing away their job futures. If it was just a
throwing
money
away the
grab.
money
Nobody-
that you're
nobody
spending
wants to
on
do-
them.
Would Mark Hamill, Andy Serkis, Gary Oldman, talent from Hollywood that are artists come work for this company if they
Except
had
maybe
any
Mark
enough
Hamill.
money?
Let me do this right.
that it
Nobody,
was
Maybe Mark Hamill.
nobody,
yeah.
nobody wants to be Sean
I
Murray.
feel like he's got
all
other
right?
stuff.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be Sean Murray, and by doing what is suggested at times, you would have to be Sean Murray. Now, at the same time,
Okay,
at the same
who Sean
time,
Murray was for a second.
at the same time, it's important to understand that this is not new. This is something that CIG has failed at doing many, many times before, and it has to do with communication, and it has to do with understanding. I think a lot of people who were really angry are angry because at this point it's been pretty much they're pretty much admitting that they're not going to release 3.0 until after Gamescom, and a lot of people were thinking, even myself, I even said that I didn't think that they could afford to miss Gamescom. Like, they'd have to release it at Gamescom, if not right before it, just because of the marketing blowback. And as we can see, the community blowback, the second they realize that they're not going to get it within what they felt was kind of a reasonable slippage date, people lose their goddamn minds.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
know it.
this is not our normal. 2.5 did the same thing last year.
Yep.
It's happened. The
Yeah.
same thing
This
happened
is-
with 2.5.
This is the problem. I got zero issue with the people making this game. Like, are people constructing Star Citizen with the numbers and the zeros and the ones and all that, the C pluses, those things.
God damn.
I actually do have an issue with people making this game. Disco Lando threatened me. He said if I don't shave my beard to submit to his beard being the best 3.0 beard, he would ban me from Star Citizen. So I was forced behind the scenes.
I think I got some words
Texas-
about the best 3.0
Texas,
beard.
I'm gonna get you ahead. Get ahead of you with this one. Every time you even say the word Disco Lando pops up and says, "I'm gonna take all your ships away." So that's normal.
Listen,
that's totally
he threatened
normal.
me, and that is why I had to shave.
He took all of our holiday wreaths. He took them away.
Two things. One, if you say that Star Citizen is a money grab scam, then you're literally just playing the retarded troll at that point, because they wouldn't hire 400 people if they plan to take money and run. 400 people are very marketing.
We're beyond that.
That's
kind
just-
of
That was
concept.
my point.
Yeah.
You're just a 5-year-old kid being stupid, thinking you're funny. You're like calling, somebody, "Hey, is your refrigerator running? Well, you better go catch it." Like, no one actually thinks that's funny, except for a 12-year-old. Anyways, beyond that, though, I mean, sometimes it's funny when you're really drunk. But, hey, yeah.
I personally would love to see a town hall sort of event, whether it's live or pre-recorded or whatever, where they sit down, maybe Tony Z, CR, and talk about exactly what has happened since Gamescom last year up to this point, and just
I would love that.
Just talk about what the reasons are, what has caused blockers, what have been the delays, and just go through it in a very open manner. It doesn't have, it won't make them
guarantee I
look
know the
bad.
answer
It
to that.
wouldn't. It just
that they
He's
wouldn't
been
say.
summoned! Look what you did! Oh, God. Texas!
Disco is here.
My beard was better than your beard, and then I had to shave it because you threatened me. Shit, I'm fucked.
Good lord,
Oh,
man.
I'm gonna get
damn.
banned from Star Citizen for life.
If you grow it, he will come.
Yeah.
Okay, that was
a
close the
weird
video
reference,
on my
I'm
stream. Close. No, what I was gonna say though was about expectations. I think Chris, just as the visionary of this product and the passionate leader of it, I think he gets too excited. That's what I think it is. I think he's like, yes, we're gonna have 3.0 out to you guys so soon in 3 months, and then I think he gets dialed back because I think he's the visionary. He's the passion person on the project, and he's like, yes, we can do all these amazing things. And I find not nearly to the extent, because he's a much more amazing person than I am, but I find I do that with my own business. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna have all these cool things so soon, and then I talk to the dev team and they're like, no, dude, like
What's
this
also
is
just-
literally gonna take years. I'm like,
Balancing
oh,
that
wow,
transparency too is the fact that, and
It
other
is.
people have mentioned this with CR, and I've been in management myself for many years and worked for managers like this and others like this. where it's not unrealistic expectations the way they put it forth to their employees. It's a motivational factor.
It is.
It's here's a deadline. I want you to aim. In their mind, they may not even realistically think you're going to hit it, but it's to push people to keep pushing ahead and work hard. Yeah.
As
the
all
caveat
things in
being,
life,
because they're so transparent, that schedule, that kind of stuff gets dripped out
as
to
all
the
things in
backers, so they
life, the
expect
truth
it, and-
of the two extremes lies somewhere in the middle.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
That's an internal thing.
Exactly.
Maybe he
Yeah.
just doesn't
Maybe
use a
only
Gregorian
stay
calendar.
And nothing has been done
Exactly.
quite like this with this kind of transparency in this
Yeah.
field and this kind of
it's
development.
never been done.
So
No,
it's
never been done.
And they're human. I mean,
Yeah.
shit's gonna happen.
And at the
There's
same
gonna be
time,
mistakes.
there is completely, like, lots of people who are angry right now. They're completely within their rights to be angry. There's a lot of people who are frustrated because the problem is that I've heard people come say, "Oh, it's only just like a week or two delay." And it's like, well, it's not, because every time they delay it 2 weeks, it actually is delaying it 6. Because you delay Evocati 2 weeks, then you delay the PTU for 2 weeks, which then delays the release to another 2 weeks. And in reality,
Wait,
more
what?
than likely,
I disagree with this
PTU.
logic. I'm sorry.
Every time
Love
it's
it, but I
delayed,
disagree with this logic.
every time it's delayed, it's actually delayed further into the future than you think. Like the idea that,
No.
Evocati slipped 2 weeks. The Evocati slips 2 weeks. It doesn't slip 2 weeks because then everything else has to slip forward as well. It's not like because
by
the
2
Evocati-
weeks though.
Exactly.
But it's a full shift though. If Evocati's gonna have it for 2 weeks, PTU for 2 weeks, and then release, right? And Evocati slips 2 weeks. That means that PTU is only slipped by 2 weeks, and release is only slipped by 2 weeks.
Can I answer a question from chat? Because DeLorean of Dumb just asked
There
me
is
what
no
exactly has
allowed.
never been done before. Just this
Yeah.
level
He's
of
just-
transparency in game development
Be-
from
Grit, before-
from concept on. That's all.
I was
That's all
just saying before you
Yeah.
get there's a lot of good trolls, good and bad trolls in chat.
I know. I just
So,
wanted to throw
just
that.
remember
in
that.
there. I was just
Um,
clarifying my statement. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the main point I was going to say is there's a lot of people out there who have really legitimate concerns, and there is some stuff that CIG needs to work on. One is how to communicate better, and
Communication.
Yeah.
they've been getting better at it. However,
Yes.
they still need to learn, and things like this.
There's been an upswing of goodness.
But it's
Did you
see the thriller?
things like
That was thriller-esque.
the things like the week not having any updates until the week after a sale starts, and then suddenly delaying it 2 weeks. That's very suspicious, and it throws you a lot of like, oh, you just delayed an announcement that you knew that was going to happen because you wanted to make sure a sale went through well, which is it's
Yeah.
legitimate concern, and it's something that does throw some shade on Star Citizen on top of everything else that happens. Now, again, and I keep saying, at the end of the day, it doesn't fucking matter, because when 3.0 comes out,
It's gonna
people will
happen when it
forget about
happens.
this shit. And
Because this is shit every game dev does, except they don't do it with telling everyone they're doing it.
Yeah, and I'm not saying this as someone who doesn't have his own concerns or anything else like that. The problem is that look at the sales, look at the numbers. People don't give a shit. People can be angry all
the
they want,
majority does,
but CIG doesn't. They don't care. You know why? Because they still get money. The only way that they'll change anything, if you're really, really upset about it, is if the money flow
Don't
stops.
spend
Gotta
it.
vote with
Yeah.
your wallet, man.
That's
And
the only way.
And Paul, you
One
made
thing
a
to
good
realize.
point not long ago, though, is also part of that is just normal financing. They have to show income in different quarters of the year. I mean, they
Jesus.
have to do it,
We've-
but it's up to us whether or not we actually spend money on it.
That's a quick
So,
plug
yeah.
for the Relay podcast. We actually did 2 entire Relay podcasts with me on it.
Yep.
Talking
And they were
about-
excellent.
Talking
Yep.
about how finances work.
Yep.
With
They were excellent.
so
One
they're
thing
really
that
good.
people don't realize is that, if you peruse Reddit often,
Peruse?
or things like that, peruse.
Listen,
Shut up.
I'm clearly
starting to
not
get drunk.
drunk
Shut up.
podcast.
Look, if you scroll the internet
Sexist,
from time to time,
dyslexic.
the majority of people are not on the internet, are not constantly
Following
posting
projects.
on Reddit or doing things like that, right? And so, like, your average backer is not a Reddit user, is not on Spectrum,
Exactly.
and is not hanging out on Twitch or YouTube or this or that. And so they're a silent majority, essentially. And so, yes, at the end of the day, numbers tell the fucking truth. And the fucking truth is that people are still buying into this game because they like what this game stands for and represents. And they believe in the project. That's it. People still fucking pay money to CIG, myself included, because I fucking believe in the project. I have a healthy concern for the project, but I have a healthy faith that they got the right fucking people to get the job done.
Again, I think this boils down to what the top comment in that thread was. Like I said before, is I think there is a major disconnect between production and marketing and the engineering side of this game.
Isn't that every business?
Well, yes, and that's the thing. Is like
you have a
that's
company of
always
400,
the case.
400 plus people. You're going to have connection problems between
spread
people,
all over the world.
Exactly.
I stand specifically
that.
between actual business and marketing. Like that's every business's problem.
Yeah, and that's the huge, but the thing is with CIG and with Star Citizen, it's ever more apparent, because we're seeing all of it. We're watching the pot boil, and when it's not as fast as we want it to be, it's because we're staring at it and we're expecting it to come at a certain time and it's not, and that's why we're upset. But at the same time, there's also the same problems that every business has, the same problems that every game developer has in this industry. And trust me, there are game developers out there that have way more problems than CIG does. Something slightly off topic, but something that I urge everyone to watch is there's this great YouTube channel called No Clip. It's by Danny O'Dwyer, who used to work at GameSpot, and he did a lot of the really cool featurettes on GameSpot. But No Clip is basically a YouTube channel that does long-form documentaries on the game industry and how things came to be as they did. And the most recent one that he did is on the story of Final Fantasy XIV and what happened with that game. Final Fantasy XIV 1.0 no longer exists because that game was awful. And it was basically everyone was kind of working on their own thing. And they didn't really talk, management really didn't bring the project together. And because of that, they released something, and it was probably one of the worst MMOs ever put out. But then they were like, hey, we're going to scrap everything and turn it around. Everything's going to be fine. And against all odds, they brought out Final Fantasy XIV: A Realm Reborn, which is now the only massively multiplayer game that competes with World of Warcraft. If you want to see the inside workings of how problems happen in game development and totally unforeseen things can happen, even though it might be clear to the people looking in on the project, go watch that documentary and you can see kind of how it all works. And it's super informative.
There's an interesting dynamic, and what I see and remember from Reddit before we even had the 3.0 schedule is so many people said 3.0, it won't even be till December 2017, if not 2018. And now these people that were evangelizing, nope, not until December 2017, if not 2018 for 3.0, are the same ones that are also yelling and criticizing, oh no, they're delayed until fucking September of 2017. Well, your initial expectation was December of this year, so that's earlier than your expectation, but they're the ones that are, moaning, bitching, and crying. I'm sad. It upsets me that I have to wait until September to shave my beard, but still, nonetheless, what the fuck, man? But I did love above everything else a post talking about the whole Goon Corp and Star Citizen, blah blah blah. I won't get into the details, but I do remember very specifically a reply about it that I really loved. And it was a guy saying, well, we're sitting here laughing, having a jolly old good time because if Star Citizen fails, we all get to, laugh about it and have fun and relish in that. And if Star Citizen doesn't fail, well, then we'll all play it and kill you and have a, frolicking great time. I'm like, what type of person actually sits back and hopes that 1 point whatever fucking million people actually lose their money? What type of person actually
Schadenfreude.
enjoys and relishes in the fact that a bunch of people just lost streams? Ignore Chris Roberts and CIG for a second, because that's also people, that's jobs, right? That's jobs that would be lost by good, hardworking people. But what type of person relishes in that shit?
Texas. The other thing
fuck
is,
you.
a lot of people don't have personal relationships like you and I have with people. Like I have people who are friends of mine, personal friends of mine, before they worked for CIG, who now work for CIG. And so their life is Star Citizen, literally. Like they go to work and they work on Star Citizen, even if it's peripheral, even if it's just filing freaking files and making sure that everyone's got enough pens and paper for the for the offices, or if they're just all the way up to like making sure that the networks are functioning properly. It doesn't matter. That's their job. Yeah. And you don't have it's much easier to like step back and say whatever, fuck it, it's not actually, it doesn't matter because it's just a video game, but it's more complicated than that. But a lot of people don't have that personal relationship. And the thing about it is there are plenty
you lose, Grit loses, Jake loses, Nix loses, Cetus loses, everyone loses.
But
who wishes for that?
Because they want to piss in your Cheerios, and that's their whole thing. And there's lots of people out there who like that.
Why am I Cheerios? I don't even like Cheerios.
Yeah, I don't like Cheerios either.
And a lot
I do like
people-
Beerios. Beerios is a
Listen. They just brought back Oreo O's. Well, all is well in this universe.
When it comes to money involved, I would love to say something that I have been saying for a long time with Star Citizen, and just the people, the friends I've made, the knowledge I've gained, the time I've spent even playing an alpha. I've already gotten my money's worth per hour. Versus some $60 AAA titles that come out that I'm really excited for in a franchise that I really like, and I play for 2 hours and I don't like it, and that's $30 an hour.
Mass Effect. Mass Effect.
Yeah, exactly. Among other things, but for just value worth, and you don't have to spend a dime to watch the development either. So if you've put money into it, I mean, I bought new tires for my car last year. It cost me a shit ton of money, and then I ran over a nail and popped. Was I like, oh fuck you, Sears?
Probably.
Like, no, it's just
go to Discount Tire, man. They repair that shit for
Discount
free.
Tire.
That was I actually bought
Oh,
3.
right?
I bought 3. The 4th one was free. So
Listen,
Hey,
there
we
was
spend
no
the rest of this podcast talking about how great Discount Tire is?
Like they are fucking
first job
fantastic.
ever.
They are. Seriously,
Discount
Discount Tire is
Tire.
the shit.
exactly.
Like,
Greatest
have
business
any
model
of
ever.
the-
We repair your shit for free because you're gonna love us, and when you need to buy new tires, you're coming
You'll
here.
come back, exactly.
See,
I love
that's
it.
what I hated
Texas.
about
Are
California.
you a
is that
paid
they didn't
shill of Discount Tire?
have- Oh, he will take.
I wish.
He will
I want
take that.
I know. That's like
Are
someone
you-
asked me.
you
the
hook
other
me
day,
up?
like,
Is this just a panel of people who pat each other on the back and just faith reaffirmation of Discount Tire?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
We're also
Like,
all
Discount Tire.
flat
Like,
earthers as well.
Discount Tire, if you are watching, Paul Shelley, aka Bro. I'm done.
Bro, what the fuck?
He forgot the whole thing.
I know. He's like, oh,
We've
Berserker.
I've
Batman Shelley would like to be sponsored by you, Discount Tire.
I'm good with
So
that.
if you will, pass the
Now
sponsorship
the question
off
is,
like
will that be a thing in Star Citizen? Will you be able to go to a dealer
Side
to get
note:
tires for your Ursa or your Cyclone?
yes.
Buy 3 get 1 free.
if you,
Discount Tire sponsor.
I have a question for the cast,
Okay.
completely unrelated to everything.
Shocker.
If you could listen, if you could have a sponsorship for your Twitch channel, any company on this earth, what would it be? Go.
Red Bull.
Columbia.
Ooh.
More
Like the-
TCU
the
pullovers. Columbia.
Oh god damn it, Shinerbach.
Oh, hey, fuck you.
Texas.
I want an airline just so I can
You
have
moved to
free,
Texas
free
just for
flights
the
all
Shiner
over the
box.
For the
place.
Yeah,
Shinerbach.
that would be nice. That would be nice.
An airliner.
Listen,
Oh
we
yeah,
don't
an
need
airliner would be good.
practicality in
Armalite.
this discussion.
Or
Armalite.
cruise line.
Ooh.
So I could just go on a random cruise.
No,
whenever I-
screw all of you, Wendy's, because they throw shade in social media, and I can get free shit.
Can I get
from
can I get my
Wendy's.
nugs?
Yeah,
Can,
the
can I get my
nugs.
nugs?
Them nugs.
Give me that spicy,
No, dude.
spicy chicken.
Armalite, period. Armalite, so I can have all the AR-15s in the world. These Armalites.
And
love
you,
you.
like you.
All the
Whoa.
free ships I can
Whoa.
All the free ships I can get.
Mm-hmm.
CIG.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely Wendy's.
seriously, sponsor
If
me.
I were a PUBG streamer, it would be Wendy's. Well, I didn't get my chicken dinner, but I got
I
this
wanna be
delicious
sponsored by-
spicy chicken
But I had
Wendy's
this
sandwich.
spicy chicken Wendy's sandwich, which you
Well,
can get for only
KFC would be better for
$2.99
that,
if
guys.
you head on to your
Guys.
Wendy's.
I want to be sponsored by MeUndies.
Ooh, SpaceX is a good one.
SpaceX
What is
would be
it?
good.
MeUndies?
SpaceX.
Me
What
undies.
is SpaceX gonna give you though?
What the hell is
Like a
MeUndies?
satellite?
You know what MeUndies is, dude?
No.
MeUndies is the greatest underwear company on this earth.
Is it as good as
Yeah,
PUBG,
America.
as www.pubga.com? Which you should also
I don't
go
know
for.
what that is, but probably. MeUndies, you order your underwear, they send it to you, and it's the softest underwear you'll ever put on your body, and that you will never go back.
Not as soft as my commando underwear.
Sure.
I'm not wearing anything underneath. So
Oh, Tito's,
I don't even have underwear on.
Tito's vodka jackassery. Yes,
Oh,
the worst, best Austin, or I should say Texas vodka that has ever existed.
What's this worse?
Tito's is the shit,
great.
man.
Tito's is
Yeah,
good,
what?
man. I don't know what you're talking about.
What? What?
Man,
of the bottom tier vodka.
You must be a space bartender because you can get the fuck off this planet with that.
Playoffs! Playoffs!
Just
Wow.
get yourself a Brita
Paul.
filter.
For cheap vodka, what do you get?
cheap vodka? No,
So,
Tito's.
cheap
I'm not
vodka?
saying that it's not good cheap
Woody
vodka,
Creek.
but I'm not saying that it's good vodka.
Listen,
if we're talking about vodka, C Dizzle, have you had Woody Creek Distillery vodka? As a Coloradan, it's a local Colorado.
Colorado.
that sounds familiar.
I prefer all of the Colorado gins, honestly.
Well, if you haven't tried it, I'd recommend this one if you like vodka. It's
I had last time I was
I'll have to
in
get that
Denver,
from you.
I had it was called Mercenary with a Y, a double IPA, and it's the best beer I've ever had in my life.
Guys,
Guys,
You know-
bitching about Tito's vodka.
I like-
and he puts up a bottle
like
of
Miller
Jack
Lite.
Daniels.
yeah.
I like Miller Lite the best.
That's like the worst cheap whiskey you can get.
That's what
No,
I
no,
want.
no. You get worse. You can get Evan Williams, Green Label.
Miller Lite.
No,
Yeah, Evan Williams.
Jack
is worse.
Daniels is worse.
You're
Man,
out of your
Kentucky
fucking
Deluxe-
mind.
Man,
no,
fuck you.
Kentucky Deluxe is the worst.
Listen,
If you're
listen.
gonna get cheap,
Listen,
if you're gonna get cheap vodka,
I'm just-
you only have one option.
I'm just gonna say here, if you're gonna go for bad whiskeys, you just got to look for the entire state of Kentucky. That's just gonna say that, because I spent 10 years in Tennessee, and that's where my loyalties lie when it comes to whiskey.
I like my whiskeys in funny shaped green bottles that come from Scotland.
that's also
Oh,
very
yep,
good one.
yep, yep.
Yes,
I like my whiskeys that taste like maple syrup.
yeah,
If
so-
you
so
if you
delish.
like Scotch, C Dizzle, have you tried Dalwhinnie from Scotland?
No.
Winnie is very, very good.
That's
Is
the
it a-
word.
Is it a
The-
lighter, like grassy scotch? I
Oh
like
my
dark
god.
scotches.
I'm getting
What-
text
what is
messages
happening?
from my friends in Austin being like, "What the fuck? What'd you say about Tito's? I'm fucking going to your house and burn it down."
You're gonna
Good.
get kicked out of your
Good. You deserve that.
What? You deserve it, man.
podcast for
You
next
messed
month. We're
up.
moving again.
You
Messy.
deserve it, my friend.
Yeah.
I'm a rum drinker, so I have nothing to add to that.
I'll completely listen, Tito's. I will completely change my mind. Give me a tour of your distillery. I'll come by. I'll film the whole thing, and then once this whole media explosion happens, then we'll.
He just
we'll-
wants to make money off you, Tito.
I do.
Give it to his demands. You give it to his demands.
Nice.
McClellan, 25-year-old McClellan. I think you mean to say McCallan, Commander Hope.
I enjoy
I'm pretty
a
sure
scotch
you just
that's old
butchered
enough
the
to order
shit out
its
of
own
that.
scotch.
Never been a fan of Lafroig, though. I don't
Now-
know why.
Oh,
And about Belvini.
It's not
Moving-
bad.
I have
Really
drank enough
good.
beers so we can get
Yeah.
back into Star Citizen. The
Yeah,
one
that'll
thing
be
that I am looking forward to with Star Citizen is a lot of the stuff that they're doing with 3.0
chicken.
is a lot more focused
Yeah.
on player to player interactions, which I'm liking. Like things like even the as weird as it sounds, even like the button pushing, like where you like have the like inner thought system, but you can like fool around and reach up and push buttons in your cockpit. Even that sounds. I know it's not going to probably be there for 3.0 in a full way, but even that kind of concept to me adds a lot more immersion to the gameplay. Because if I get into a ship that I have no fucking idea how I'm going to fly it, I'm going to sit there for 5 minutes going, which button is which? So I'm going to have to look around the entire cockpit to figure out, oh, this is the button turn on.
You're
you
lying.
know?
You're just gonna press all the buttons.
I am going to
Oh
press
my
all the
gosh.
buttons, which is going to
Yeah.
be great.
You're not
because
gonna say,
when
no. What button do I press? You're gonna be like, that one. No.
Push,
that
push,
one,
push,
that
push,
one,
push,
no.
push,
No,
push.
What the hell?
Straight
That
at
is
it.
awesome for
best
That
mod
is
of this
awesome.
channel, Dragon Diablos, because that's exactly what happened the first time I played, and he spent like 3 hours walking me through how to play Star Citizen.
That is awesome for the new player experience, though, and people not having to come in and be like, "All right, where's the
It is.
giant
It is.
keybind map that I need to look at, and what buttons I have to hold?"
But-
I can
but-
just push it.
But that's the great thing is that
Like
like I fully expect like
Yeah.
something to happen in something like Security Point Korea where like someone's like kills everyone is being chased by a huge group and they get into a ship one of the guy's ships is like so long suckers hits the wrong button ejects straight out into space shit like that which is actually yeah like
Power
I've
down.
made away with the goal. So
That is awesome.
that
And the mission
immersion
system.
and the mission system itself yeah well,
The
we're
new
not gonna-
mission system where they're going to overlap missions, so you might get a go here, pick up black box from a derelict or whatever, but someone who has a bounty or is quote unquote pirate might get the same mission to also go and recover that. So it'll definitely draw people together a little bit more than say just what we used to have, which was pretty much Security Point Korea. If you wanted that kind of interaction, now it'll be a little bit more natural,
Speaking
less
of
forced.
Here's what I want.
your money's worth out of a game, I think pretty much all of us have spent enough time in just Security Point Korea
Yeah.
oh I
to
have
justify
Yeah.
the purchase.
I own Korea.
I remember I am so like lost at this point in terms of like the number of people who try to fight me in Korea. It's like me and Diablos will sit in Korea and they'll send like 17 people over and over again to come in and they keep dying and like why do we keep dying? It's like because none of you play Star Marine and we've just raped every single one of you as a result.
Paul, I have a confession. Every time I begin streaming on a night that you are also streaming Star Citizen, and I finally make my way to the persistent universe, I always see Berserker 01 in this Crusader instance. And I spam the fuck out of that so that I can come find you and kill you. And every time it's a full instance, and we can never get into it. I have tried to stream snipe you at least 20 times, and it will not let me.
Texas. The same thing has happened in reverse. Whenever you're on before me and I try to get on you to stream snipe you, it never works. So
It doesn't let me, dude. I have tried. Hey, I have to step away for like 2 seconds, man. I need another alcohol.
Okay, guys.
Right back, Paul.
Here's what I
Who's,
want to
uh,
do.
Whose
Star
ship was it that we
Citizen,
stole, Paul?
Star Citizen 3.0 is what I want. Have you seen Star Trek Nemesis?
oh god, yes, I
Yes.
have.
You know the part in the beginning where they find Data's long lost stupid twin brother and
Yes.
all his parts, right? And they're running away from the dudes in the buggies. And then Data like remotes his ship to like show up at the edge of the cliff. I want to drive my buggy off the cliff into the back of a ship and fly away. That's what I want.
It's
the
kind of
only thing I want.
Serenity, yes, I did in,
Yeah.
in Serenity, yeah.
I was watching a rewatch Serenity for the whatever time the other, and I had that exact same thought. I was like, I hope I can do. I hope somebody in a caterpillar like comes up and opens the side door, and I can just right into there.
That would be really cool. Then the thing
And
is,
Video 101 says this is how Jake talks to his clients on his 1-800 number. Man, I wish.
Yeah.
That'd be the best job.
I mean, technically, I guess it's feasible that we could do that. I'm sure we're all gonna try
Hey.
at least.
Hey, listen, you don't have to call a 1-800 number. You don't have to pay a fee. You can just come right here, twitch.tv/astropub, where I will talk sweet nothings.
Nothing.
Nufflings?
Is that the newest race of alien in the Star Citizen universe?
Nufflings.
Is that like the little porgs from the next Star Wars?
Yeah.
Nufflings.
I will
I
talk
like
sweet
nufflings better than
nufflings,
porgs.
too.
Actually.
Sweet nufflings. Delicious nufflings.
Nufflings.
The Nettles?
And suddenly we went quiet. Anyways, so we are at the 1 hour mark. And before we get into the questions, if you guys do have questions, by the way, exclamation point questions, exclamation point question mark, exclamation point question in chat, and you'll get a link. Go to that link. Ask your questions. Whatever the
Go
fuck you
Fifi.
want to.
That's what I was laughing at.
That's what I was laughing at. Sorry, I gotta do it.
Ask any questions, including Kofefe.
I will answer.
I hope this
Paul, I
CIG makes a
request-
ship that serves no function whatsoever, and it's
Called-
just like sucks fuel like crazy and doesn't do anything. It's just a complete waste of time, and they call it the Cafefe.
Kofefe.
I would love it.
I'd prefer
Paul,
that to be called
I
Paul
request-
Shelley, but that's how it works too.
I request all stupid questions this evening.
Okay.
I love stupid.
So you can ask any question you want. I will not answer certain questions because you're dumb, but not because you're dumb, but because you've reached a level of dumb that is beyond speaking.
Then
However,
why do you even have me on?
Listen, I'm
Why
here
am I even
every-
here?
Because you're the prettiest faced on the podcast.
she's also the smartest one. So if someone asks a really hard question, we just go, Nix, you have to answer this question because none of us
Yep,
know what
Nick
the
gets
fuck
the
was
hard
just there.
questions. I get the dumb questions.
Yeah.
Right.
And
What I'm
you
here for.
can ask really stupid questions. We'll answer them, but we'll ridicule you, and then Jake will give you an answer for it, probably in a drunken like, listen here, listen here, you know.
He's gonna give you the nufflings.
Yes.
Paul, stop eating your microphone.
You gotta touch the camera. You gotta pull the Jake.
Not the Nufflings, please.
Not the nufflings.
Oh, you absurd people.
Mr. TJ, the reason why you can't have that 3.0 is because you touch yourself at night. God damn, Jake.
touched myself.
I kind of wish that you guys would do a relay
The
podcast
horror,
that
the
was just
absolute
like that.
horror on C Digital's face is just the horror. It's fantastic.
I too
See,
am
this is
having the beer.
You have now been exposed to
Like
a
that's like
Captain
one of those
Sable with
like
me
I
on it.
can't unsee this looks.
No, you can't.
I could never
Someone
unsee
break
that.
my personal bubble through a stream.
Hey,
I felt like I could smell your cologne from 2 years ago. I was so close to you just now.
that's my secret. I don't wear cologne. It's my natural
Sorry,
breath.
Paul. I apologize. I immediately turned it off. I'm
Anyways,
so sorry.
before we get into that, I do want to go around and ask what you guys think, because we're heading into Gamescom. I want to know you guys what you guys think we're actually going to be seeing at Gamescom in terms of on the floor as a presentation, in terms of like the presentation in Gamescom, the booth, in the booth, what they're going to be showing off at their like event that they're throwing for backers and such, and what do you think the press will be seeing? Because there's three things. There's the booth, there's the press event, and then there's also like it's not an event. It's like they'll bring people in and like show off the game or whatever. And then the last one is of course the actual presentation they're going to show to backers at like a bar. I don't know which one. The one you have to pay money for to go to. So one of those three. So we'll start with C Dizzle since Grit's not here. When Grit comes back, we'll come back to him. So C Dizzle, what do you think?
I think they're gonna be showing off ground vehicles harder than anything else because that's what they've been pushing really hard lately.
Good choice.
Do you think they'll be showing like a PTU build, a closed build? Do you think they'll show like a just 2.6 for the booth?
Probably, and then probably a lot of demos of hey, you can put your ground vehicle in this ship and then fly to the ground and
Get on
have
the
your
ground.
vehicle on the ground.
Okay.
It's a big trunk. I'm gonna put my bike in it.
Oh baby.
Oh, baby.
How about you, Texas Skulls? What do you think?
Look, here's what I think. A, it is very typical at these gigantic conferences for the press to get a private sort of demo of something, right? I don't think that the press is going to be shown anything that we aren't shown, but they're going to get to put their hands on it, right? They're going to get to play it. Is the difference between us and them. So whatever builds they put in place, no matter what it shows, again, even assuming Band-Aid fixes temporary systems, I think the press will get to dick around with it for a little bit. Just, that's what you do to the press. The press is good to you when you're good to them. But beyond that, I think everyone's going to see again the same shit, and I think that they are going to absolutely sport the hell out of planets. And when I say planets, I mean moons, planets, whatever the fuck. It's all the rage nowadays, right? Having crazy procedural planet tech. It's honestly, I think, what sells games and gets masses to come to you, right? when you can show off this really cool and great looking planet. Beyond that, though, I think that they're going to show off some future, again, very super preliminary temporary implementations of systems. I think maybe we'll see something in the following list of like mining or salvage, maybe even some exploration stuff. I think we're gonna see something of all of that stuff. We're gonna see some system, some preview of some system that we're not going to get in 3.0 at the Gamescom demo. Again, on top of a shit ton of planets and mission givers and, you know, so on and so forth. Like, think of it as a refined 3.0 demo, bringing the tech in line to where it is today or soon to be future, plus a couple extras that aren't yet ready, you know, maybe not 6 months out or something.
And some people have said this. Gamescom is largely about showing stuff off to people that aren't backers, aren't big followers. CitizenCon is more for us. So
Gamescom is sale.
Yeah,
dude.
we may
all
say a lot
about
of
marketing.
I was saying,
It
Brett,
is.
what do you think they're going to show? Because we skipped you since you were gone.
Sorry.
What do you think they're going to be showing?
Pretty much from what I caught there with Texas, but about that, I think we'll see some 3.0 stuff and mining stuff. And you know, Board Gamers Tour, he talked about the fact that they are working on 3.1, 3.2.
Bless you.
Like you were saying, we might see some placeholder early implementation shit. I'm kind of hoping that we maybe get a little teaser Squadron 42
Shut up.
or something.
Stop now.
But I'm not
I
expecting
purposely
it.
left that out. Shut up.
Well,
Stop.
I'm not expecting it. I'm not expecting it at all. I would be excited if I did, but like I was saying, I think it's largely going to kind of be stuff that most backers are already aware of, because it is for non-backers primarily.
Yeah.
But they always throw in a little something for us, so there'll be something in there. But honestly, I have no idea what to expect in Gamescom this year. Usually they kind of tease a little bit, but this year has been pretty kind of radio silence. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I take back what I said about what I expect from it this year, because I already know what I expect and I'm gonna get it. Massive disappointment.
Wow.
I'll go over mine when I get to you. But how about you, Nix? Yeah. What are you expecting from Gamescom in terms of content, in terms of presentation? What are you expecting out of Gamescom?
Well, you know, I kind of mostly I'm just agreeing with what's been said already. That, you know, Gamescom really is about sales, and it is for the non-backers versus CitizenCon. But I would like to see. I don't know. I feel like they're going to do stuff with planets and ground vehicles as well, because that's an aspect we don't have in the game yet. And so it'd be kind of like a boost for people who aren't backers. So we're like, hey, we have this as well right now. So I don't know. So I think maybe some of that. And, you know, I also, you know, I know Texas doesn't want to talk about it, but I would like to see that as well. I agree with Grit.
Yeah. Squadron 42 stuff?
Yes.
And on a really extreme outside, really extreme, not hoping for it, not expecting it. If things are going better than we know, because we know absolutely nothing about Squadron 42, maybe some kind of like firm kind of announcement of, hey, we're entering market phase because it's coming, kind of thing. But
Squadron 42 is not
expecting that.
Year.
Yeah,
no,
not expecting
done. That. Sorry, not happening.
No, I'm not expecting it any sooner than maybe quarter next year.
Probably
at best.
Well, we'll talk more about that later. But Jake,
sure.
I waited for you. Please.
Oh gosh.
Do you want to know what I think they're going to show, or do you want to know what they got to show?
Give me both. Give me first you think they're gonna show, then what they gotta show, and then.
Okay, I think they're gonna show a landing zone that we haven't seen before.
Mm-hmm.
Something from the Stanton system.
Maybe some of that procedural planet city
procedural
they're working on.
Yeah, that'd be good.
I was gonna.
That's pretty much all my expectations, honestly.
What do they have to show, you think, though?
Squadron 42. They have to. I don't think they will, but they have to.
He's all Vandal homeworld.
Actually, can I add one more thing? Maybe something about. There's been all of this rumbling about. Ben Lesnick put it out there. The the game changer.
Yes, that is true.
Whatever that fucking thing is. Maybe we'll get a reveal. Maybe it's a fucking mech. Maybe it's a submersible. I don't know. Who knows?
I'd be okay with Titan armor. That'd be nice.
Yeah. I kind of wonder with is it Sean Murray who's the tech guy into the whole mech thing?
John Tracy.
I'm kind of Sean Tracy. Yeah. I'm kind of.
Did he say Sean Murray?
Yes, he did.
Sorry.
My brain auto-corrected to Sean.
Thank you.
I know.
Yeah. But maybe that has evolved to a thing. I'm not talking like Titanfall 2 kind of shit, but maybe the Titan armor has evolved to more of a kind of mech thing instead of an exoskeleton thing, kind of. Or maybe that's some kind of game. I have no idea. But I wouldn't be surprised if maybe there was something about that because they've kind of been. Well, Lesnick leaked that a little bit, and
Hey,
who
apparently
knows?
Will Leverett's talking about Delta Patcher might squeezing in for 3.0. That's pretty sweet.
That sounded like that's likely. Yep.
I mean,
That's a big thing. I'm actually
See?
more excited for that than 3.
that right there is another
That's
thing.
a game changer.
No,
That's-
if
that's
they're
the thing.
smart, they wait
I'm
till they massively disappoint everyone and then release the Delta Patcher.
Why don't they?
Here's
What are
the
they
shiny
talking about this?
thing.
Yeah.
Forget about everything else.
Why don't they talk about this stuff? Tell us this happening.
I'll add
We
that.
need to
I'll
know
add that
it's being
to
worked
game.
on.
Maybe a possibility for Gamescom could be that if we are in fact getting Delta Patcher, maybe they'll make some kind of announcement along. We're gonna now have weekly
We
bug
lost you,
fix
Grit.
updates.
Yeah,
Grit.
well, they did it before.
Take the microphone. Be me. Emulate me. Put it all up in your face. Like this.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
So
Yes.
here's what I think they're going to show off in Gamescom. This is going to be honest. I'll be honest about this. I think that what they'll show off in Gamescom is something that's a preview of 3.1. Now, by saying 3.1, I mean 3.1 is going to be promised. Chris Roberts will stand up on stage and he'll say December of this year.
Yeah.
It will not release this December this year. I think 3.0 is the only patch we're going to get. We're going to get some other like little update patches, but 3.1 is not coming out this year. And if they try to sell it to you, they're lying because they want your money.
I don't think so.
I think a lot depends on
they'll
that Delta
fucking
Patcher.
get it.
They will. I know, but I'm just trying to say is that people need to be understanding is that they've said this every year for like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
At a certain point, you just got to say shame on me. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me
Or
twice, shame
no
on me.
dates whatsoever.
Yeah,
will come out.
I would love
None.
to see that, but I don't think
Yeah.
so. The dates thing is a big hype machine, and they love to throw it out there.
But that's
Just
why
like
you
that,
don't
it's
listen
like
to their
that crazy ex that
No.
you used to have. Right?
I have no
You're
reason.
mad about it,
Very true.
Yeah.
but then they send
Very
you that
true.
like sexually suggestive snap, and you're like, maybe I'll give it another
And
chance.
I'm hoping.
If they come out with 3.01 this year, I'll be absolutely ecstatic. But I would not expect anyone. I'm going to say here, I wouldn't expect anyone to see a 3.1 update until June of next year, because
Why not though?
Because-
Two
what
things
are
for
you
that.
looking at? Hang on. But that's what I'm saying. Take 3.0 as a patch, right? Take 3.1. What is new in 3.1, and what do you actually think that's going to take? Let's assume we actually get 3.0 September, right? What is going to take 9 months of development that is in 3.1?
So let
Polish
me explain how CIG develops, and this is something that I've learned over several years of watching how CIG works. I'm pretty sure 3.0 probably will not release into a final stable state until sometime during or after CitizenCon, just because it's going to take some time in testing, and then after it's released, it's going to take 3.0.1, 3.0.2 to stabilize all the little problems that they have.
All right, so you've got 7 months.
So, October, November, okay? So, if they are working on 3.1, they may be working really hard, but the problem is that January and February are lost months for CIG. It's because they bring all of their major heads of the studios together, they sit down and they discuss what they're going to be doing, plan out the rest of the year. Now, that doesn't
But
mean
what
they're
are the people that are actually in the shit doing that
They're
whole time?
fixing 3.0.
What are the people
They're fixing
that
3.0.
do this with their fingers?
They're fixing the 3.0. They're adding in new ships, maybe some new like weapons and armor. They'll be doing, especially if the Delta Patcher is out by the end of the year, which I think by all intents and purposes will be out there. Those things will drop a lot faster, and they'll be able to drop 3.0.1, 3.0.2, and 3.0.14 or whatever, for pretty quick. Now, once we hit March and April, we're going to start seeing actual development for 3.1 hit. Now, that means that at the earliest, we'll see a PTU branch sometime in June, maybe May, and in terms of Evocati. And then we'll see in June, and then maybe at best, we'll see it in June. I think at worst, we'll see it in August of next year. That's just
right,
based
here
off
we
of
go.
past
I'm gonna-
years.
can I
I got a
play
solution.
devil's
No,
advocate?
I got a solution to this right now, right here. All right. I'm gonna give you April, so we're gonna dial back your expectations, anyways, a little bit. April. All right, Paul. And if it's April or later, you win. April 1st or later.
What does he win, Texas?
Hang on. Slow
Did you
your
give him April
roll, my
Fool's
friend.
Day as the fucking
April.
Oh, please do.
All right, April 2nd. If it's April 2nd or later, you win. If it is March 31st or before, I win.
Okay.
What
Look,
that
April
comes
1st.
out of
listen.
April 1st,
Listen.
April Fool's Day
Listen.
comes out.
A bottle
One of
of
us will use-
Tito's, a bottle of Tito's vodka. There we go.
All right, done.
I'm gonna-
There
can
we
I-
go.
can I,
Deal.
throw out
Internet
a-
shake on it.
Yeah, there we go.
I need an
I
internet
have,
shake.
I have literally,
Yes.
I have literally
Well,
bet.
see, but you have tons and tons of witnesses, so it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
April 2nd or later, Paul wins. March 31st or before.
I will,
and
I
win
will,
bottle
I will.
of Tito's.
Of 2018, of 2018.
2018.
Yes, if,
No,
if it's
20, yeah.
April 1st,
curious,
if
do you
April
guys-
1st, we'll buy each other bottles of tequila.
Deal.
Of
Deal. Deal.
So
vodka
okay,
and
with
get
April
drunk.
1st, you both win.
Yes.
No,
I'm-
if April 1st,
Okay.
Nix has to buy us the bottle of tequila.
I haven't double checked this in a while, but what is actually on the 3.1? Because the major thing is just mining.
It's mining
and
ArtCorp.
ArtCorp. Yeah, that's right, ArtCorp.
Now,
Um,
the issue is that
yeah.
ArtCore is city technology, so the
Exactly,
city is
yeah.
huge, and more than
By all
likely,
means.
we'll probably see something like salvage or some other stuff kind of slip its way in as the longer the development goes.
Also, they may or may not release. See, I'd be surprised if they don't push 3.1 like way out just for this.
Mhm.
But if they decide not to push it, and they don't finish, excuse me, procedural cities yet, if they don't finish it, I imagine if they decide not to push 3.1 for that, I imagine we'll get ArtCorp in a state that we are originally going to get all of the landing zones, where it's like
Very
a
isolated.
guided on rails thing.
Mhm.
Because I don't know, man, they got the city built. I'm sure they had like a working prototype of that stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
And the
Well,
guy doing the procedural tech is somebody who's been working on that since 2009.
Hell, I think
Not with
the
CIP.
Gamescom
Brought in a
demo
guy.
may just be them landing on ArtCorp with a procedural city, flying
Yeah.
around ArtCorp with a procedural city. That may be one of the,
Yeah.
the major things. I mean, because ArtCorp is not like it's not. It's been done for 2 years. Like we have ArtCore. It's just a matter
Yeah.
of getting it integrated into the whole thing. So that's the big one.
I would like to. One thing I've been saying, and it all depends on Delta Patcher. And if we do get that with 3.0, the one thing I'm hoping for is obviously depends on how they decide to utilize it. Is that it'll change the paradigm that we're not waiting 6 to 7 to 9 months for an update. It may be more, instead of like going from 3.0 to 3.1 being, maybe one major update in the middle, kind of like what happened with 2.5, 2.6, that it's more of a building to 3.1 instead of waiting for 3.1.
I 100%
and then, like,
expect ships,
yeah.
guns, armor, anything that was clothing,
Expanded
anything they can get done.
missions,
Yeah,
yeah.
stuff dropping into
Yeah.
those middle
I don't
ones
think
pretty
they would
easily.
drop in something like a planet or a new profession. I think
No,
they
no,
would
no,
hold on to those for the actual 3.1 patch.
because it's going to cause
But-
a lot of problems with missions
yeah.
and all those other things.
Y'all
they
be
have-
But I
really
think
nice.
building up. Yeah.
What's that?
knew what was going on with those professionals.
Exactly. Yes.
Yes.
And maybe
So I've
that's
been
what we'll
saying
hear
this
about
whole
it at
time.
Gamescom, though. Like we're in that weird doldrum spot before a massive release. So, and they've done
I
this
broke
every-
C Dizzle.
They've done this every year, though. Every year, right before the months leading up, the months leading up to like a Gamescom or a CitizenCon, they get real. And like you were talking about, Jake, it's kind of blinders on 2.0 stuff.
I don't like
They
it.
do that every fucking year. And
Yeah.
then we have a con.
I don't like
And
it.
they're like, oh, and this is what we're doing now. Why don't you tell us that leading up to
It's
this? Like,
drunk as fuck yet.
yes, but yeah.
Just the F's in chat. We just need F's in chat. Is what he's trying to
F's
say.
in chat.
But we're right now. We're in that weird Bermuda Triangle doldrum zone right before a con, so we have really nothing to go with, and we pretty much are just spinning wheels until we see what they have to say. Then, and then we can speculate.
Holy shit.
The one thing,
I think Cat got a hold of my report card.
Everywhere.
I will
There's
say
a second joke. You got two.
I think honestly we're in a situation where I think the biggest thing the CIG can learn from these last 3 years of summer releases is that the summer is a good time to release some kind of update, even if it's minor, because the village gets restless when you let it sit there for too long and people start making up dumb shit. Even if you have complete communication, really good communication, people just want to see shit. So even if you're like, hey, gun, look at this gun. It's fancy. It's new. It shoots like Seedus's face out in space. Whatever. It doesn't matter.
Your character
I'd
can
extend
wink
that beyond
now.
3.0.
By the way, I need that to be a mod of just like Seedizzle's face as bullets. So just him smiling as it comes at you, because that would be the most terrifying thing of all time. As like Seedizzle's face comes at you in supersonic speeds.
I would extend that though beyond summer. Sorry, there we go. It took a little bit to get to me. I would do that for everything. Like if they actually get a Delta patcher in place, I would take full advantage of that, and I would try and isolate smaller things that you can bring online quicker, and just get something new out. Something.
We're also in that
Once
weird
a month.
spot where
to shut people up.
Yeah.
That's it.
we're also in that weird spot. We've been for a long time. We've been at a point where they've been developing a lot of back-end tools, and a lot of those tools are done now. And once you have those in conjunction with Delta Patcher, that may be a lot more feasible than it used to be.
No, because then you need Tool 2.0.
Yeah, exactly.
That
But
was my
who knows?
nickname in high school.
All right. So, if you guys are here, exclamation point,
Who is
question
Tool
mark. I'll put that in
1.0?
chat right now for you guys.
Also me.
There's a link in chat. Hit that link. Ask your question. We'll answer just about everything. There are some questions that are too dumb to even ask.
I just
because
tried
they're-
it.
We
didn't
reserve
work.
the right to refuse to answer your question.
Yes. But if you have a dumb question and it's funny enough,
Just PM
I
it to me if it doesn't get answered. I'll answer it.
Jake might
They'll
actually
put it
answer.
on Relay. They'll
Yeah.
put it on the Relay podcast.
Yeah.
We have actually a lot of
He
great
knows.
questions tonight. Texas Darge asks, Texas, you shaved. You bring dishonor upon your stream. You bring dishonor to your family. You bring dishonor to your state. Shame on you.
Almost brought that up.
Honestly,
earlier.
I am
Dishonor
the
on
reason
your
the
cow.
3.0 is delayed.
I think
I shaved
God,
my 3.0
I
beard.
think
Damn it,
Texas is going to have a visit from Walker, Texas Ranger, who will then slap him
Hashtag blame Texas.
and say,
Blame Texas.
disappoint.
What?
You disappoint
It's
me.
okay. That is the newest hashtag. Yep.
Let's move
Hashtag
on.
blame
That's
Texas.
not a question, Paul.
That really wasn't a question. It was a statement.
Next question
Fine.
comes from
Yeah.
Unshaved Darge, who asks, if you hadn't shaved, you'd be able to wipe your face with your wipe your hands on your beard, you Philistine. Meaning when you're having
That
the
is also
waves.
not a question.
Yeah.
Next question comes from
Don't worry,
Mayonnaise,
Texas. I got you, dog.
Oh yeah.
who asks, Mayonnaise15, who asks, have you ever felt that CIG put too much fidelity and detail into something that they've worked on? Examples, self-sealing stem bolt panel, toilet, etc.
Hey, that's a good reference.
Yes, it is.
That's an
But
excellent reference.
it's a good question, though. Do you guys think that there's ever a point where CIG is like, we've been like, why did you spend 15 hours making a toilet?
No,
Because that 15 hours wouldn't have helped the development anymore.
that's what I want.
Yeah.
Like, those are
I want
artists.
somebody
Not-
has
not
detail.
To do that
Not like-
because they have nothing
not
else to work on.
developers.
Yeah.
I want insane detail.
Insane
3.0 isn't getting held back.
I want-
because the fucking lightning or the ceiling bolts don't sparkle enough.
By the way, I am fully abiding by the rule. Whenever 3.0 is mentioned, you drink.
Yeah. Nice.
Fuck me.
Well, also, I think that comes back to the whole magic of them not having a publisher that allows them to do things like that. And that's the kind of the whole point of this game is that they're pushing the fidelity envelope. Is it a necessity? No,
CIG,
but
Are you?
Yes.
Let me know if you're hiring a full-time toilet designer. I got you.
Next question.
Toilet tester?
Toilet specialist?
Yeah, I'll
Like-
test. Yeah, I'm a specialist.
Some mocap?
I am the world's leading expert in
Okay.
toilet technology.
The next question comes from Captain Cupcake, or Cupcake Captain. I'm sorry, not Cupcake, who asks, "Does Cupcake have the best jokes in the business?" I think that's for Texas Skulls.
No.
Texas.
No.
Yeah.
Does she have
you
the
know,
best jokes in the business?
Business.
Well, there's two parts to that question. There's two answers really. One is when I'm sober, and one is when I'm not. I'll give you the not sober answer. Yes, of course, you have the greatest jokes ever. Yes, Cupcake. Yes, greatest jokes ever. You don't want to hear this.
There's one too many. There's one
wanna
too
hear
many
this over.
evers in that sentence.
it's no Bob Diddley though.
Mayonnaise015
Fucking Salt
asks,
King.
"Do you think there will be more non-lethal personnel weapons for those ships thieves are that are non-violent?" Or for
Yes.
those,
God, I fucking hope so.
for those
They
ships?
better.
Yeah, I think
Of course.
personnel weapons or like non-lethal personnel weapons are going to be the best troll weapon of all kind, because I can just hang out with Diablos and keep stunning him till he's unconscious, and just like, oh, I'm cool, it's okay, stab, like zap, zap. Don't tase me, bro. Don't tase me. Like if
And then you can steal his Vanguard.
yes, exactly. Like, see, that's what you need to
That was
do.
oddly specific.
Well, he loves
Yes,
his
that
Vanguard.
was
They
very.
they totally
very
need to use the
specific.
in-office mocap studio for the
For
don't
the
tase me, bro.
I mean,
Hey,
like, think about it.
yeah,
Like,
gee,
the amount of emergent gameplay when someone goes for someone equips their tase pistol and not their normal pistol, and they go to kill someone, and they end up just having the guy like flap on the floor for like 15 minutes, and think it's like, oh wow, I should have killed this guy, but it's just fun watching him flop.
Really intense taser if you're flopping around for 15 minutes.
COG, real talk, COG.
That's a lethal.
There's no finger guns emote in Star Citizen.
Why is there not finger gun emotes in Star
That's a
Citizen?
good point, actually. That would be great.
It is my most upvoted thread of all time. On Reddit is asking for the finger guns emote. It still does not happen.
Some buddy Jesus.
I think if you get closer.
What gives?
I'll finger your guns. you
Oh,
dirty
Jesus
girl.
Christ.
there also needs to be like the fake death, like the emote while they fall down, so someone can finger gun and someone can be like, oh, and die. So we can have finger gun wars and Star
Underscore
Citizen.
for real.
Machinima Gold.
Don't toy with my emotions.
Yeah, please. Whenever they set up the motion capture underscore, just
I
mention
need-
finger guns.
Finger guns.
Yes.
I just something basic, like just quick, like that. I don't need this.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be happy unless they do the entire scene from
Spaced.
Boondock Saints. Reenacting the gunfight.
Yeah.
If they don't have that as the
Listen,
finger gun emote,
listen.
I'm
Or they could do the Borderlands Telltale Games finger gun fight.
yeah.
Because that is, I think, the most epic finger gun fight ever.
I will say, I'm just going to say this. If they don't have, in 3.0, if they don't have the Make It Rain emote that they showed off in 3.0, heads will
I need
roll.
this.
Like, it's
I
completely
need this.
broken.
But in order to trigger that one, you have to do / concept sale.
There's the third joke.
I've been wanting a bagel with that coffee.
There's the third
Go
one.
Fefe? Would that go Fefe?
Go, Fifi.
Yeah, / Cafefe should just be your player going like, what?
I like it.
Mayonnaise015 asks, what kind of unwritten rules / common courtesies do you think will develop in Star Citizen? Example, not shooting those rescuing down pilots in a Cutlass Red.
No shooting on sights.
I think that there will be. I think that the friendly wiggle, like in survival games, the friendly
Yeah.
it's the friendly bounce or whatever,
Yeah.
the friendly crouch. Where
That's how you know they're a friend.
yeah, there's also like this, like the wiggle
What
side by
happened
side.
to your hair?
Forward / hands up, don't shoot.
What?
Look at your hair.
There we go.
There we
That's
go.
better.
That's
Okay,
better.
That's much better.
But I think we'll see something like that with like the wings tip. You know, I think the common like while people are like rotating around each other, that's already kind of developed a little bit as friendly. But I think we'll also see things like bars become kind of and maybe just me being really like wishful to say bars,
Optimistic.
but you know, like bars will be a place where you'll go in and just start drinking. I would really like to have like people bust out into like drinking songs and VoIP in the middle of a bar in Star Citizen. Just like go to Grimhex and just start drinking and you know, doing old sea shanties.
That just made me think.
Damn, Bubba! Bubba is
That was not
really
Bubba.
angry.
Hey, that was not my dog. That was somebody else's dog. I think that was Jake's dog.
That was my cat.
Jake.
I don't have a dog.
Jake.
I'm afraid.
Jake, have you looked at your hair in the mirror recently?
Amazing.
You got some EKD going
My
on.
dog.
You doing your best EKD right now? Some little Eric Kyron Davis.
That's good.
With
Yes,
Item
okay.
System 2.0 and Destructible Environments, can we have
actually
bar
so
fights? I want to be able to pick up a table and
Yes.
slam that over somebody.
Yes.
Oh, dude, just
That needs to be
breaking
a
bar
thing.
bottles needs to be
I
a
want
thing.
Yes.
immersive Star Citizen
bar fights. Alrighty, next question comes from Darshapu, who asks, for Nick Saga, can you, instead of killing Texas Skulls with a sickle, turn him into a talking monkey wearing cowboy boots, if there's a difference at all?
I was gonna say all you need to add is cowboy boots, right?
Yeah, really.
That's a pretty easy fix.
I've got a pair of boots laying around here somewhere.
He's already got the boots. He just pants.
break out them shit kickers.
Break out them shit kickers. Yes, sir.
These are pure rattlesnake hide.
Hide?
Mayonnaise015 asks, do you think Squadron 42, in Squadron 42, there will be any repercussions if we ignore objective to report to our ship for a mission and instead decide to explore the UEE Stanton more?
They're just going to yell at you.
Dude, you're gonna get arrested. Like I can guarantee you that at a certain, like, think about the Pillar of Autumn in Halo 1. Like, he gives you the gun, the captain gives you the gun, you walk out, you can walk back in and shoot the captain in the face and kill him. But then it just spawns infinite numbers of invincible Marines that will just wreck you.
Well, they
Like-
used to do that even in Wing Commander
Yeah.
games. If you would have multiple waypoints. If you skipped those waypoints and went back to your ship, you would have like a mission failure. Yeah, all sorts of shit.
Evo Marksman asks, what bar games would you like to see? I'd like to see,
Poker.
well, no, I mean like drinking games, like
Bar games.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that what
Uh,
about? Oh, that was on Texas.
Foosball.
Skulls. That's what I was.
I would
My
say
favorite thing is cry
Oh,
about white
take
girls
your
to
money
me.
so quick, Nick.
flip cup,
You might as well just give me the money now.
beer pong,
Flip bottle.
Flip bottle. I feel like that doesn't end well.
Zero
It's just
G.
that stupid thing that people do with water bottles.
circle of truth, or some other dumb
Oh.
shit like that. Like all of the really white girl sorority games that you can imagine.
Dude, I'm okay with beer pong and flip cup, all right? Like,
Yeah.
that's all we
Listen.
need.
Do we get a golf swing indicator for
Yes.
Dude, that would be a great. That would be a
pong.
fantastic flip cup, or beer
How I
pong,
Met Your Mother
like-
had a whole episode.
a disposable cup and it changed the game.
Game changed the
Oh
game.
my
yeah.
God.
When you no longer had to
The
like
world was
flip
changed.
that fucking like pence into a stein, and you can do it into a flip cup or into a solo cup. It's just changed everything. Like suddenly it became disposable instead of breaking the dude's family stein that's been in the family for generations and having to have like a duel the next day.
One time, all that I had left was my mom's fancy bone china. Sorry, Mom.
All right.
Let's move on.
Next question
Let's
comes
move
from
on.
Commander Poopy Pants. It says,
I asked this question.
will Paul name his redesigned cutlass the Golden Shower since it no longer has a toilet for him to wear a microphone in?
And
You're so
Dude.
proud of yourself for this one, aren't you?
I
You're
actually
so proud of yourself.
Thank you for giving me that.
It wasn't actually me.
I don't own a cutlass, but I will, if I own a cutlass, I would call it the golden showers.
Can I just say,
yellow?
Paul, you'll never live that down.
Dude, I have embraced it. Are you kidding me? I embrace like I have to get my
that's what you should do.
Like
I
we're
have
gonna be
two emotes.
in like 20 years. We're gonna be Twitch is gonna implode on itself. Just
Star Citizen will have been a memory, and
slow.
people will still
Yeah.
remember.
people will be like, "Hey, aren't you the
remember
guy who
Star
peed
Citizen.
on Twitch?"
On Twitch.
Can I just throw out dad joke moment?
Yeah.
Any response to a Captain Poopy Pants question should be depends.
Hey.
Oh Jesus! This is
I
what
went
we
there.
should expect.
Hey,
Arnold.
Mr. Pooper Pants. How do you think Rick's gonna get us out of this, Mr. Pooper Pants? Oh God, I love that show.
Depends.
This reminds me of Lil Dicky, the song where he like keeps getting older and older, and at the end he's the grandpa.
That is a funny
Thanks,
joke.
Grit.
Next question comes from Darj,
Joe?
who asks, for Texas, that pic you posted, will you drag you to? I will drag you to Belgium myself, and stick you in a vat of beer, you insolent cunt. Love you. That's not a question, Darj.
Jesus.
Stop making
Darj.
Okay, yeah. None of these have been questions.
All right, so Scottish Star Citizen.
Fuck you, you suck.
Scottish Star Citizen asked a question about a certain person who I don't want to mention. Scottish Star Citizen, if you want to know about that one person, there's plenty of research. You can whisper myself or Jake
You
or
guys can talk shit about me on stream. I don't care.
Listen, see this. I can't. I just can't.
Voldemort.
I just don't. I don't like giving people like that platforms because they completely they thrive off of these kind of platforms, and they're not worth it because they're terrible game developers and they need to get their shit together. So, next question comes from Kofefe Meat Spin Simulator, who asks,
Whoa.
who asks, what is Nufflings?
Yo, can that guy come over later?
Man,
A couple
I
more
came up
scotches
with
in me. That
Nufflings.
sounds amazing.
I came up with
Jesus.
Nufflings, and I don't even know what it is.
It's amazing as well.
By the way,
I
just as an aside,
Anytime you want to whisper
They're
sweet
sweet.
nufflings into my ear.
They're sweet.
I'm drinking
That's all
a,
we know
Please
about
help us
them.
all.
a beer
Send
called
help,
Elysian Space Dust. It's an IPA.
Next, I raise you
from
your pet with
Seattle.
giant cat.
It's actually it's
Oh,
apparently
Long cat.
that is a very long cat.
it's apparently brewed by
Should I get my long
Elysian
dog
Company in Seattle.
Yeah.
That sounded
Yeah.
terrible.
Get it out! Get your long dog out.
Jesus.
I feel
And see,
we've
this is
had-
the point-
I'm having deja vu.
This is the point in the cast where I actually get banned from Twitch because we're pulling long
Yep.
dogs out. You know,
Yep.
I
successful.
swear to God, we had this exact conversation the
Is
first
that
time
the
I was on the
urine
captain's
on?
table.
Probably.
That's a nice long dog you got there.
Just keep in mind, I'm 6'2". This is that's a big cat.
Yeah. I have a similar cat.
Tinder, I'm
Jack,
6 foot.
Jack is like I could hold him up and he would be his length is the size of like my torso and I'm 6'3".
Yeah.
So
Unfortunately, cats suck. So
well, fuck you. That's the reason why.
Oh.
I agree.
dogs for life.
Dogs are great, but they're dumb.
Yeah,
Love dogs.
they're not needy little bitches like cats. See,
I love my
see,
dog.
Lizzle, you got it, man.
It's the
I
pet
love my
strain.
dog. My dog just doesn't want to be on camera.
My dog hates being on camera.
The next question comes from Mac Vaultdweller, who asks, do you think there will be a free fly for Gamescom, and if so, what version, 2.6 or 3.0? 2.6 and yes.
2.6 and yes.
Yes.
Darjanator asks, for Nick Saga, what is your favorite movie and why is it Gattaca?
Great movie though.
That is a good choice. Yes. I don't know. Do I have to pick my all-time favorite movie?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not a Knight's Tale, you're wrong.
Knight's Tale is, are you kidding me? Knight's Tale is a fantastic movie. I don't care who.
Though? That is.
It's
I love that
amazing
movie as well.
Okay, it's a
I
great
think we
movie,
should all-
but
What's
favorite?
everybody's favorite
No.
movie?
I'm
You
saying,
have to answer
he
first,
just-
Nick.
he just said Gattaca because he knows Nick's as a
Yeah.
genetic engineer or genetic engineer. Yeah, so.
Favorite movie
Engineer
from
or-
childhood?
Favorite movie from childhood?
Goonies, hands down.
Just saying, do not drink an IPA, then drink a Shinerbach.
Ooh,
I'd have to take
Not a
That's
good
like
switch
that's like
there.
mixing medications.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Yeah, any true Texan could love a Shiner Bock, no matter the form.
Dude, it tastes like
Wow.
it tastes like warm piss. It's terrible.
Go get some ginger, dude, to cleanse the palate.
So much for that Shinerbach endorsement you were hoping for.
Yeah, right.
It's good beer,
That
but just
goes
don't
that right out
just
the
don't
door.
just don't drink it after an IPA, man. I also will correct myself. Shinerbach is not a. It is a fantastic beer for your price point. Is what I should say. God damn. Next question comes from Critison, who asks, for Jake, is the beer half empty or half full?
It's empty.
Yeah, I was
Not
gonna
half
say,
empty.
all the
It's
way
just
empty.
fully empty.
It's just
It's
completely
empty.
I
yeah.
prefer to think of it as the bottle's too small.
Yeah.
There's just a hole in it. There's a hole in
I
the
like
beer.
that.
There's a
I
hole.
like
See, it's right
this.
there. All the beer fell out. By the way, do not say that to a bartender, because I heard it first when I was bartending. A guy thought he was hilarious and said, "Bartender, there's a hole in my beer," and all the beer fell out. And he pointed to the top of his beer, and I'm like, "You're funny, guy. You're funny." Now, buy more beer.
Better be $10.
Yeah, you son of a bitch. Rakis75 asks, do you think the Cyclone Recon will be able to link with multiple anti-aircraft Cyclone variants? Like, could you use three AA Cyclones with one Recon for enhanced targeting and have a full anti-aircraft battery? That's a lot of... I have no
Possibly.
idea, because we don't know if ships can
Yeah.
even link information. We do know that you can, like, link...
Are we
can-
talking like
Don't tell
like-
Chris Roberts about this.
Well, they're gonna have to retain the control ships, like
Are we
the
talking
Tracker, like
are we
the
talking-
Idris Bridge.
Yeah.
the-
That might be why
They're
it
gonna have to.
was paired with the Terrapin. It might
are
maybe
we
something
talking
like that.
Founders Great Link? Are we talking
Talk-
Borg?
We're talking
What?
like
Or sausage.
What kind of link?
we're talking
Sausage link?
sausage link. We're
It's all in
Are
the
we
case.
talking
We're talking like if you have
the
a
hero
recon,
of time?
If you have a recon variant and you have 3 anti-aircraft variants, will that recon variant actually act as like a giant radar dish and be able to tell the 3 recon variants without having to, like, it's the dude who's in the recon variant being like, "Yo, there's a dude who's coming in from the west," you know?
I think it depends on the party system and all that kind of shit. We just don't know.
Jake.
What?
Jake. Nothing.
What?
Nothing.
What did I do?
No.
But honestly, that question has a lot to do with how does the
scared.
how does the sensor system work, and can you link sensors with other ships? That's the big question. I think that's has
Yeah.
something to do with CIG, and I don't think even CIG has an answer for it yet.
Yeah.
The issue is that they
would
have-
it be party dependent or yeah?
They have laid down the law by naming MANCHACA command and control.
Mhm.
So what the fuck does that mean?
That's the other
Besides
question.
information
That's a good
sharing,
point, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So,
Could the tracker, for
maybe.
instance, be a ship where you could test ball everything? A tracker could it be something that where you could be just? Is it just like, hey, there's a guy coming in from this coordinates or this coordinates, or could it be just something where you just like sit there and go and just link all of your sensor data to everybody else? That's the question.
Maybe it's just a proximity thing too. Maybe if you're in a party and close enough to whatever the range of that.
Yeah,
RN
I don't
is-
think this answer is going to be. I don't think this is going to be
Yeah,
answered
we don't
until
know.
probably
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
know.
4.0. Probably when we get more information on exploration. I think
Well, hey,
we'll have that kind of stuff.
very brief thing. Think about EVE Online, right? And you could always like call out a target, and then in everyone else's
try not to
screen,
think
their
about
target
EVE
window, it would pop up saying, "Here was the next
could be
called
it.
target. Select this." Like that's a stupid, simple implementation of
It's
something, right?
Battlefield did the same thing, where if you mark the
Yeah.
target, then suddenly everyone in your team could see the targets. Because something
Yeah.
like that too, you know.
I think
Still
it's,
got to manually lock it. Still got to do all the manual
Yeah.
shit on your own. But at least it's been called attention to, right? So
it's,
hey,
it's completely party system dependent, and we really don't know crap about party system at all.
no, let's not
At
go down
all.
that rabbit tree,
Yeah.
please.
Next question comes
Bruce
from
smashed.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's true.
Despo Man, who asks, "Do you think the ships in general in 3.0 will work smoothly compared to the very buggy state they're currently in 2.x?" I I think they'll work better than they currently do. However, I think they'll still be very buggy.
It's still alpha.
I think we're
First
not.
implementation.
I think when we get into 3.0.17 or whatever patch they do to smooth everything out, I think at that point we'll see a much more smoother implementation. The problem is that when 3.0 releases, even no matter how much polish they do, it's going to be a shit show. Everything's going to be broken. Shit's going to have problems, even early on. It's just a matter of them getting to the point of having a number of people who are in game. Those people crashing servers, causing all sorts of problems that they can't find out, even in the biggest PTU builds, and then fixing those as they go along. So
yeah, some bugs, some code bugs only emerge depending on the amount of server load. So even in an Evocati or a PTU, it may work fine in PTU, and then they go live, and 1,000 other people connect, and all of a sudden other bugs emerge.
I've talked to developers in CIG who say there are bugs that literally only show up in the wild.
Yeah.
In their
That's the whole point of PTUs.
That's
the whole point of the waves. That's why you have the Evocati, and then they add 500 people in the first wave, or whatever number, and then they expand, and then they expand, and once they get to kind of a full PTU where all backers can be in, if that works, it goes live. Because they have to make sure it works as they add in more and more connections to the server.
All right. Next question comes from Rolokip, who asks, what is each of your opinion on the game changer ship will be? We'll start with Jake and then move our way backwards.
The what?
The game changer ship. We've talked about this every week. I think we've had.
Do we even know it's a ship? It's just a game changer?
He said it's a game
the
changer.
thing Ben talked about.
Yeah.
No idea?
No.
How about you, Nix?
My vote is Delta Patcher, because I think that out of, I guess, all of the possible things that they could release, and maybe, there's partial that, my answer may or may not be biased by the hope that that's what it will be, but...
Jake died.
How about you, Tex?
Jake did die. He's sleeping on stream, you're gonna get banned.
He's dreaming of 3.0. Look at the smile.
Yeah.
Dreaming of
Twitch
3.0.
He's not dreaming of 3.0. He's just dreaming of more beer.
Oh, now he's dreaming of
his
the
mouth.
Trying so hard not to smile too.
Yeah.
Tex, what do you think?
You see
You
that?
laugh when you're asleep.
Man, sorry, Nick. It's not the Delta Patcher. It's not anything that we've seen.
Yeah.
Because they don't do this for things that we've seen before or heard of, and that they've been talking about for a long time. It's going to be something unheard of, or maybe heard of by name and name only, but it's going to do something way crazy or different than all of us expect.
I know what it is.
So I don't know what the fuck it is. It came to Jake in your dream.
What is it, Jake?
It came to me in my dreams. It's this Nemesis system thing that we had no idea. PC Gamer talked about it.
Well, they did mention, Chris Roberts did mention a Nemesis system way back when the original...
It's kind of the bounty hunt.
Yeah.
It's like an evolution of that.
Listen.
Yeah.
The Nemesis system in Shadow of Mordor has never been done, and no one's ever tried to replicate it because it is insane.
Yeah.
They did talk about that a long time ago, though, about NPCs having personalities, remembering, and
anybody that can remotely do this, maybe it's CIG because they don't have deadlines.
I would like let me put it this way. In Elite Dangerous, there are I spent an entire months pissing off a certain faction in an area just because I wanted to piss off that faction. I systematically went to every single conflict zone or resource extraction site, and I specifically targeted this one faction that was NPCs. It was like the Shalasky brothers or something like that I just kept pissing off because I had made that system my home system, and I didn't like those motherfuckers. So I kept attacking them, and then after a time, they started sending hitmen after me, in game. You've been pissing off us. It's fuck you, get wrecked. Enjoy my lasers, motherfucker. And that was fun. To imagine something like that in Star Citizen, where the Ninetales are sending not only hit squads, but they're sending me multiple people who I've killed before, who are fuck you, asshole. That scares the shit out of me. I can imagine that.
What do you think, Dizzle?
Lando has said that a bunch of people have guessed it already, just nobody on this stream. So okay,
That's okay.
I'm
That's
wrong.
See, Dizzle, what do you think it is?
Fine, Lando.
What do I think the like end all be all game changer is gonna be?
The thing that they keep mentioning is the game
Is it a
changer.
ship?
I think he's asking Lando that.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, I know.
You don't know.
I don't know. I'm terrible at this stuff.
How about you,
It's
Grit?
literally
Talking to
Well,
you.
it's just a guess. You can't really be
Yeah.
wrong. I
Yeah.
mean,
It's a
Exactly.
ship.
it's just a guess.
It's a ship that's called the Game Changer.
Oh, there you
I
go.
like it. Yep.
How about you, Grit?
I could be totally wrong, but I'm wondering if maybe it is some kind of evolution of the Titan suit, because initially when they were talking about the Titan suit, it was kind of more of like an exoskeleton, like that Matt Damon movie kind of thing, where it was just kind of a...
Damon.
Amen.
Matt Damon. I survived
but then-
Mars. Matt
Yeah.
Damon. Yeah.
But when you consider the fact that just like Nox's and any ship that has to have a power plant and a cooler and everything else to power the weapons, I'm wondering if maybe that's evolved into something closer to Sean Tracy's love of a mech suit.
I've mentioned that before.
It's
as
more of
as
an
a
actual
possibility.
ship.
Are we talking
Yeah.
actual Titans?
Yeah, I hate to go that route, but kind of along, maybe
I
some
was-
kind of spin on that.
I was thinking something
Yeah.
like that. Each
Okay.
Titan suit is its own frame, so each company will make its own frame. And
When
Yeah.
Ben said it, it was in reference to a ship.
so,
what I thought,
But that's
though,
the thing
so-
is that like a Titan suit could easily be something like a ship with.
Well, what if it's
thrusters.
like a
Is it?
transformer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we getting
Like-
Decepticons?
Some kind of thing that like...
That's what's happening.
Are we talking
Yeah,
Robotech?
Are
Yeah.
we getting?
Yeah. It's like I said,
Starship.
I'm not counting on that. It's just like some random...
I would even be okay
Thought.
with Vikings from StarCraft.
I bet it's gonna be the dong slider from Conan.
Oh, Jesus Christ,
Dude, that would be amazing. The Dong Slider ship.
I know
100%.
Lando, and that's sad.
But then we need Item System 2.0 COD pieces for our
You know how you can verify that it's Lando in chat, not some just random guy with a Twitch account named Disco Lando. Lando is the only person on this earth that puts the little nose in his emoticons.
yeah.
That's how you know it's Lando.
So the only
So
thing
many
that
things
I
could be game
think
changers.
the only
Yeah.
thing that I think
I love
is
you,
game
Lando.
changer is, and I've said this before, and Orlando has watched this stream before, so he knows that I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
Has he though?
Yeah.
Yeah, he has. Because he likes
I'm
to lurk
sorry,
in channel and
Lando,
tell me
change
how I'm
channel.
wrong. That's how I know it happens. You know, there's nothing quite like Disco Lando and smug superiority. That's
Oh,
that's an aroma that I've
Fired.
smelled many times, and I recognize it when I see it.
That's that Texas belligerent coming out. Paul.
woo!
Hey, that was
Only been
quick.
there a few months.
I know. That's all it
It's
takes.
coming out.
I'm just saying he's right and I'm wrong because he actually sees it. And so whenever I shoot my mouth off, he sits there and goes, "You're wrong."
The only
You know?
other thing I can think of, I heard somebody else. It was somebody else's theory, not mine, but I forget who put it out there. But it was the idea that maybe some kind of ship that's not really a transformer, but maybe like a ship that, if you land, can kind of adapt into an outpost,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
I
Maybe
like-
folds out.
I
And
like
opens
the
up
idea
or-
of a command and control vessel, something like that.
Yeah, that basically becomes kind of some kind of hub vessel kind of thing. Yeah.
Disco Lando likes to sniff. He likes to snifter his correct, him being correct.
Yeah.
Like, yes, that smells like you're wrong and I'm right.
Yeah.
That's how Disco Lando likes to.
Imagine a ship that like lands in like kind of
I'm old school, fucker.
like RVs in real life, right? But once you park them, you can they like expand and stuff, but maybe you have like a land
says-
vehicle thing and all that kind of crap.
I want
Only
you
because
because
I
I
like to
be
call
called a
a
liar for 2 hours.
Poor Lando.
I never said you're a liar.
Feels Lando, man.
Old school for the win, Disco. Old school for the win.
I honestly think, and as I said this before, it's probably wrong because I'm sure that Lando has seen me say this before, which is I think it's a interdiction ship. a ship that's designed not as a ship that's just like
Gravity
interdiction,
wells.
but like a gravity well, like a ship that you would see the UEE pull out and then blockade an entire planet or.
Lando can
Good
help
point.
me out, and you don't have to confirm or deny that this is an actual thing in Star Citizen. But what is the ship called in Star Wars with the bubble gravity generators? I think it's just called the interdictor, but
I think it's an interdictor, yeah.
I think I'm wrong. If anybody knows this, it's Lando. It was in Rebels recently. It's been in the EU a million times, but I want to know.
Yeah, it's the interdictor.
It's the interdictor.
Yeah.
Okay.
But no, like I think that
I want that.
the idea that you can shut down, because they've said before, like blockades and a blockade runner. The only way you could successfully blockade a planet would be
The Star Destroyer.
would be to prevent anybody from jumping into the area through quantum travel. And they've said before how quantum travel works is if there's something that the computer, the nav computer says, oh, there's some shit in front of us, let's get out of quantum so we don't run through it, it'll drop. So it's have to be something of a significant mass. So having a ship that can just be like put up and then just expand its zone of interdiction makes sense for even just like the UEE being like, yo, this system is quarantined because they've got a freaking flu epidemic down there and we can't let you go. So then it also makes sense for things like the Bennu Merchantman being a blockade runner, being able to go, fuck you, I'm in, I'm out. Like some port of that. So we don't know. It could be, and a lot of people say, oh, it's never been in the game before, and that's in the game. It's like, yeah, it has, but there's never been really any mention of how that functions, other than through missiles or through some sort of attachment to your ships, but that's also kind of gone out there. Right? I'm probably wrong, but that's how it works.
Water-based craft or water-involved craft is also a possibility.
Yes.
They've talked about that for a long time ago. They speculated on boats and submersibles and ships being able to do similar things. So. But that wouldn't to me that wouldn't be a game changer because it's something they've kind of speculated on before. I feel like a game changer is going to be something totally out of left field.
Couldn't be.
Yeah, but the
less
implementation
interested
of something
in a
like
water
that
ship
could
and a
be a game
space
changer.
station.
That is very true. Yeah, exactly.
Let's move
Well,
on.
if we're gonna have, God,
Moving
I
on.
won't even go down.
That-
that.
that's-
I'm not
it's-
even gonna. I'm not
We've
gonna bring it
gotten
up.
most of the other questions are actually pretty
Yeah.
cool,
Yeah.
and they're not like too bad. But
Paul over here.
Not too bad.
All those questions we
Nice.
just answered fucking suck. But
they're terrible.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
these
yeah.
questions, all of these questions have been very good because we can answer them in short ways, so I don't have to sit here for 5 hours answering questions that are very in depth and in hearing Eris go into his fucking rants about how this is right and this is wrong. I just have Jake who just sits there and goes, "Fuck, I'm drunk," and then we're
He's
done.
good at it, though.
Yeah.
He's good at that, Paul.
Deckerts asks, "What do you think? What did you think of the Soul Ed demo on Friday?"
Fantastic.
It was good.
I haven't watched it yet.
It's good.
I need to watch it.
It's
Watch
really.
it. It's amazing.
It shows the diversity of how it works. It's pretty much like scroll in, scroll out, scroll in, scroll out. Like,
Yeah.
The ease of
I
access
didn't actually
is
watch it,
huge.
but I always imagined that Soulhead wasn't this like huge thing to put up on a pedestal like so many from, dare I say it, Reddit did. They're like, it makes the planets. Like, I'm pretty sure, and again, this is without even watching Friday's thing yet, that it's just an easy way for them to say this goes here and this goes here.
That's all it is. It's not. It doesn't
Yeah.
create the content, the assets. It's a way to put the assets in without, because I think the thing that I've come away from that and before is a lot of people, and I think even some of the developers even don't even really get their head around the scale of what these systems are. They're enormous. And if you've ever dabbled in any kind of 3D editor or game engine thing, the mere fact that you just being able to keep track of distances like that and having to place assets like a station or a planet, when you literally have to like scroll the screen a dozen times just to get a normal distance from something.
Soulhead is simply the
It's huge.
maturation or a scene an already now mature development company, and it's called they have internal fucking tools to make things
It makes
that they
things
do in
a
their
lot
daily lives
faster.
easier.
Yeah, a lot faster. What surprised me with that, though, at one point, and correct me if I'm wrong, I'm going to butcher this, but they were talking about the speed of orbits and the rotations of planets actually are based in the physics algorithms where they place them. It depends on the mass of these objects, how they react to the other objects around them. It's not just plopping them in there and setting a number. It actually is involved in a lot of calculations, which is really amazing.
Yeah, it's good.
Next question comes.
It's impressive.
Next question comes from Harold Spearhawk, who asks, "I saw Rogue One recently. What the nufflings was up with Vader's costume outfit? It seems something seemed off."
I highly enjoy
You lost me at nothing.
Nuffling.
It's if you haven't seen Rogue One, it's on Netflix. It's fantastic. You should see it. But no, I don't know. It looked fine. I think it was just a different actor. It's a different actor who's playing behind the helmet, so that makes it so everything seems a little off.
I think Rogue One's my favorite Star Wars movie.
I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but I'd say it's one of my
It's
favorite.
pretty
new
fucking
ones.
good.
It's one of the best.
It's pretty fucking good.
It's one of the best
The Force,
recent ones. Yeah.
dude. The Force Awakens. It was literally the same old shit. The fucking evil dudes are building some giant.
We're not gonna
fucking
get
weapon,
into this.
and the
I
good
will get
dude,
upset.
You know, are
Yeah,
in the
me
struggle
either.
for their lives to find it and go blow it up again.
Listen,
I will
I've
get
seen this
upset.
twice now.
I will say
in
that
the Star Wars fucking movies. I don't need to see it a third fucking
Rogue
time.
One.
All right, so anywho.
Yeah.
Movie.
I'm gonna get upset. Let's
Rogue-
move on.
Rogue One did have one cool thing, which was it had the ghost from Rebels, and like that battle scene, space battle scene, was fucking
I mean, it also has Saw from
Yeah.
Clone Wars.
yes, and it has what was his name? The guy they mentioned him in Rebels as well. Anyways, the Splinter Rebel group that's run by
Saw Gerrera.
Saw Gerrera. Yeah.
He was in Clone Wars as well.
Yes, he was. He was a rebel fighter in Clone
What I
Wars as well.
just said.
Oh, I thought you said Saw or something like that. No, Saul.
Yeah, Saw is his first name.
Whatever. Next question.
So next question.
Next question comes from Dennis Starim. Can't even pronounce his name.
Dana Starr.
Starim. Who asks, I can't think of anything to ask. Does this make a stupid question? Jake?
What?
It's on you. So the question is, I can't think of anything to ask. Does this make this a stupid question?
Yes.
Moving on. Fire M asks, will Soul Crusher Leverett just posted CDev posts about Delta Patcher?
Yeah,
It looks like we're going to deploy with 3.0. Comments?
Yep.
Great.
We talked about this.
Next question. Kofefe
Got the
Meat
thumbs
Spin
up emoji on
Simulator.
that.
Kofefe Meat Spin Simulator asks, will you be live casting Gamescom? No. You guys
We
might.
might be.
Yeah. Relay might.
Actually, you know what? I'm pretty sure we are.
Next question comes from Blank, who asks, do you anticipate Squadron 42 being given a release date at Gamescom? No.
Nope. Not a chance of no.
The closest we'll see is CitizenCon, and more than likely we'll see something like Winter 2019 or something like that.
At this place, I'll be excited with a 3.0 release date at Gamescom.
I want them never to talk about Squadron 42 date ever again, and then I just want them to art it out, and people are just gonna be like, "Oh my goodness, there's Squadron up all up in my face." Don't even lead up to it. Just there it is.
That'd be the
Headclot
Just
asks,
have them splooge it on us? What was that noise?
Headclot asks,
That
what is
was a
Kofefe?
fart noise.
Fart.
Headclot asks, what is Kofefe? I'm out of the loop. So is the rest of us. None of us know what Kofefe is. Just saying.
No, let's.
I'm not going into politics.
Mystery is-
Look it up.
It's a mystery as old as the pyramids of Egypt. Don't ask.
Tale as old as time.
Let's just say it's a weird state to be in when someone asks, what is Kafefe? And you can't answer that because of politics.
Yeah. Tom Reckoner asks, how clever do you expect NPCs to be? Will they be able to remember an individual player's actions if they were interviewed by a bounty hunter? Kind of. I mean, I expect the Nemesis system to work like that.
Yeah,
Like,
eventually, yeah,
yeah.
that's the intent, anyways.
fully expect that. Just then that's subsumption.
And we're going to see a little bit of that in 3.0 with Miles Eckhart. That's part of that mission system is based on your reputation with Miles Eckhart. What missions he will give you and how he to you.
God
First
damn it.
implementation. Yeah.
Can we just all agree that there's some level of cringe to be had when Chris Roberts said that Miles Eckhart is the new cafeteria animation?
That cracked me up, actually.
I mean, I laughed at that. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, you're self-aware, Chris. I'm glad you're self-aware, but
Yeah.
dude,
It's very
that's-
silly.
this is not something to be self-aware about, and it's a kind of a funny ha 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 ha.
As
It's like,
someone who grew up loving the Wing Commander games, it was funny to me, but I feel like for other people, that's one of those things they're gonna run with on Reddit and be like, oh, so all mission givers are gonna be this static environment thing, and it's gonna be like Wing Commander.
next question is
Yeah,
not going to be
remember
answered
on
because
Reddit,
it's
by the way.
stupid. And
Hey,
so
hey,
it's
What
so
is it?
stupid that I can't.
Was it
even
from
mention
Jake?
it. No, it's one of them questions about a person who shouldn't be named.
Oh,
Oh,
Voldemort.
carry
I
on,
love
please.
Voldemort questions.
Carry on, sir.
Headcloud asks, "Do you anticipate space terrorism to be a thing in Star Citizen?" Yes,
Sure.
Yep,
100%.
part of the gameplay.
Hell yeah! Have you heard of the UEE?
I mean, the Nyx is filled
Always
with
fucking
space.
with the fucking.
Nyx is filled with
FanDuel.
not Nyx, but Nyx is filled with hippies, space hippies, and space terrorists. Like,
No, Nick. He's talking about this.
Yes, this me.
Nyx is also filled with
Whoa.
space hippies and space terrorists. It's, you
Texas,
know.
Yes.
Texas. The real question is Nick's
Not
going to
comedian.
be flying a scythe?
Probably. Yes.
There's that-
He's gonna
there's that
fucking
one.
destroy
'Cause he
my
has a
ship
scythe.
through melee
You remember
scythe
that one
action.
Doctor Who episode? Remember that one Doctor Who episode where the Doctor is actually a robot, and there's like he was a tiny version
that
of
I do.
himself inside the robot of himself, and there's all the little tiny dudes inside him.
Dr.
That's what
Science.
Nyx is, but space hippies
and
and
terrorists.
terrorists.
Yeah. Next question comes from Dolvark, who asks,
Oh,
to Nyx, science? Question
All.
mark.
All of it.
All of it.
All
question.
of the science.
Science.
Yes.
Solus asks, what do we know about the Origin 600? It's bigger than the
It's
300.
made by Origin.
It's bigger than the 300 and smaller than an 890.
Is
And
it
it's
kind
made
of
by
like
Origin.
their balance to the Connie?
That's
we're
what
thinking?
the rumor
Yeah.
is.
That's what the rumor
Yeah.
is, and that's what they've kind of been hinting at. So,
Yeah.
and my guess is either Gamescom or CitizenCon is when we'll see the actual concept
It's
sale.
the next concept
Yeah.
the isn't it?
No.
The next one?
It's not the
Is
next
it not
one,
the
but
next?
it's
I thought they
soon.
confirmed that, but maybe it was. Yeah,
They
I guess-
confirmed
soon.
that 2
Yeah.
concepts ago.
Okay, yeah.
Cato asks, looking at the schedule report, do you feel there may be blockers they aren't mentioning in the report? 100%.
Absolutely.
There's stuff that they just
Yeah.
can't get. They can't put the time in to put it in there because it's got to fix shit. Or it's like, we'll fix it one day and then turns into 5 days. It's just how that works. Futanari asks, what if Gamescom and CitizenCon fail to show 3.0 we haven't seen and Squadron 42? Then
What?
The sky is falling?
They're
If-
showing 3.0, or
I would
Chicken
be,
Little?
they're showing something beyond it.
It would,
Yeah.
it would
Chicken Little.
It would be very, very unlikely that we wouldn't see 3.0 out before CitizenCon.
Chicken
Little.
Little.
Yeah. At a certain point, there's no evidence otherwise. So, if that's the
Yeah.
worst case scenario, and if that's the worst case scenario, we'll see it by December. But
That's
we'll
like
see.
saying, what if we don't see Star by March of 2014, 2015?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I
it's gonna
remember.
happen.
I
Yeah.
remember. I was there when they showed the.
I
He was there.
0G.
Yep.
He was, guys.
Sattaball.
Sattaball.
whole
No,
thing.
Jesus.
No, it was
Please,
before
no.
Sattaball.
Not
It
this.
was
No,
before
no.
Sattaball.
We don't want to go down this road. No.
Next
It was
question.
a time.
Sattaball doesn't
Next
Special
exist.
time.
Next question
Good
comes from Jake's dad, who asks, "I told you last time, clean your room."
That's not a question.
Yeah.
We
not a
are
question.
severely lacking on the
Questions.
definition of what a question
a lot of
is.
statements, which are
America.
technically stupid questions.
People like to make statements, really. You know, is what I found.
Well, this is not statement time. This is
That should
question
be that
time.
should be a new part of your podcast.
Statement
You
time.
should have, you should have
We need a
statement
statement
time
time.
and question time.
But it'll be exclamation point, exclamation point.
Bob,
Yes, yes.
Bob, King of the Salt Mines asks, "For at Texas Skulls, why are you so bad at exclamation point two better?" I don't know. That's a good
This
question.
is
Bob.
an in joke if I ever heard one.
Then next question is from Disco Lando, who makes a statement on a question saying Texas Skulls is better. Texas Skulls beard was better than mine. That is all. but it's not an underscore Lando, so it's obviously a fake. But
Must be.
And he didn't put a nose in the emote face. So
I'm gonna disagree though.
Fake news.
Disco's beard is pretty fucking fantastic.
fake news.
Christians underscore in underscore space underscore the underscore musical underscore.
Nulric. Yes. How's it going, Nulric?
A relay standby.
What
Yep,
would be
really
the
standby.
most practical way to handle entering and exiting planetary landing zones like Area 18? Lots of guns and
In a
automatic
spaceship.
and automated spaceship. I love it, Cedazol.
No, it's forced relinquishing of control of your ship.
You ain't got control of that ship. You're coming into.
Yep.
It's like if you're going into like Dulles in.
It's like
in
driving in a
Washington,
car
DC,
wash.
Congratulations, you're going to go in a specific zone, and you ain't
Is it-
going anywhere else.
it's a car wash.
Yeah,
I find it really surprising how many people are still haranguing about that because when Elite Dangerous has done it fairly well. I mean, it's just the comm systems will come in, you will request landing, you'll get a queue. When you can go in, and then whether or not, depending on the area, you manually fly in or it's
I love
autopiloted
Elite
in, it'll
Dangerous's.
happen.
I love Elite Dangerous's response to that is that you're trespassing, immediate death. Like you're trespassing in our landing zone. We're immediately gonna shoot you down with lethal force.
It just cracks me up because of all the mechanics that get Star Citizen.
Yeah.
How landing zones are going to work is like the most rudimentary basic of anything, and people are still freaking out about it.
Next question comes from Diabolus Dumb Arse. Some people are upset from Cockpit of the Cutlass rework compared to what they showed of the rework in past. What do you think of it?
Butt hurt.
I don't even know what that question's asking.
What? I don't think it's changed much, if anything.
Guys, I'm not the drunk one on this podcast. It's you. It's you.
Corinne asks, what do you think from now till next summer? Will we see major updates in accelerated rate? Also, do you think Squadron 42 is awesome? If Squadron 42 is awesome, becomes a sci-fi movie. I think maybe for the sci-fi movie, just because of franchise rights, if something likes it. Yeah. But other than that,
fuck a movie, Netflix. Dog.
Yeah, I would love to see a Squadron 42 Netflix series,
or a season,
mini series kind of thing.
Yeah.
We do. They did make that, right?
But also be realistic about that,
yeah.
because by the time it comes out, if they're gonna do a spin-off like that, you're talking like 5-6 years from now.
Yep.
So get your expectations in order.
And the question:
why hasn't episode 1 released yet?
Squadron just came out. Why isn't it a Netflix series?
Do you think though? The question is: do you think from now till next summer we will see a major updates in an accelerated rate? And the answer, we've already answered that to a degree.
Yeah.
Delta bet.
Yeah, we already have a bet in place for that.
I think we'll see accelerated. I think we all agree that there will be accelerated rate of smaller patches, but in terms of major content patches, it'll probably be still maybe 1 or 2 a year if we continue at the pace. So,
I do think they will build towards them rather than just droughts of nothing until a major patch. There will be little ones. In between.
that's the advantage of the Delta Patcher, because if anyone's been participated in PTU, even in PTU they sometimes drop new patches daily. And I know that they drop some new builds of the game on a daily, sometimes multiple builds of the game the same day.
Look at how the devs have
hurts.
multiple builds a day, so it's just a matter of and even if it's not major content upgrades, it might be like expanded missions or things like that. It'll be better than 6-7 months with nothing whatsoever.
I was doing a 24-hour stream when the 2.6 PTU came out, and it did not make it easy whatsoever. I'm pretty sure I tried 2 times in that one sitting.
And in terms of Darkest Mind says that there was a visual, fairly noticeable difference between what they showed in the cockpit cut from a few weeks back versus this week's ATV. Heads positions closer, and MFDs take up more visual real estate. No idea if that's just testing or not. There's really no way we can tell that until it actually releases to a PTU.
It could be the angle of the screenshot too. I mean, they could have been looking down to highlight the MFDs
Or
rather than looking at for flying.
Yeah, and if you actually, even today, if you go to the MFDs, if you try to look at it, you zoom in, look really close to them. So
And stuff like that cracks me up because it's questions like that. And I love Darkest Mind, by the way. I know Darkest Mind. But there are.
Fuck you, Darkest Mind.
Yeah, some
what
stuff
Chris saying.
is
I mean,
to highlight a certain thing, but at the same time, like CIG, this game is being made by gamers.
Mhm.
They're not. We saw it with the Nox already when they showed a Nox and they were like the field of view wasn't right, so they adjusted the cockpit view. They're not gonna put something in that's just completely fucked up, like in terms of just usability. They
All right.
know even if they do, they know it needs to be fixed.
Let's rapid fire these, go as quickly as possible. If we've answered it already, we'll go. All right. Next question comes from Blizzard Entertainment. Nix, why is Texas so good at playing Doomfist?
Why is he so
question,
good at
actually.
Doomfist? Yeah,
Because
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 he's absolute garbage with everybody else.
punch! Yeah.
It was just a process of elimination. Like he's bad
Yeah.
at all the other characters.
He's
There's bound to be
absolute
one.
garbage at everybody else.
There's
so
bound to
gotta
be one.
And,
Yeah.
and Colorado
Thank you,
asks,
Blizzard, for having my back.
Colorado asks a question which is mean, so fuck you, Colorado. Next question comes from Cold Lips. Hey man,
Whoa.
your state's full of dicks.
Why-
I'm just
why you
saying
gotta
that
talk shit about my state,
because they're being dicks to cast members. That's all I'm gonna say. Cold Lips asks if you get a hole in your helmet, will your head explode? No. There's a lot of science behind that. Your head doesn't explode when you have a you just pass out and your blood boils. That's it.
You would need a hole in your head
Yeah.
and then gas forcibly rushing into your head.
You,
You'd have to,
Then
yeah, you'd have
for
to
it to
attach,
explode.
yeah.
some type of...
People have actually survived
That-
vacuum
That's physics,
exposure.
man. That's not how that
vacuum
works.
exposure from leakages and
There's not a bubble of air inside your head.
no. It doesn't even work like that. It's complicated. There's lots of good videos out there that talk about it, and I think
I don't
even
know.
Star
I've read a lot
Citizen.
of Twitch chat, and it sounds like some of them have nothing but bubbles of air in their head.
Wait,
Sing.
Reddit, what?
Wow.
Maria asks incest. Maria.
Hell yeah!
Maria.
You don't watch Game of Thrones?
Depends on the culture. I mean, we got how many alien cultures?
She was my
We don't know what
sister.
they do.
Paul,
Yeah.
my sister.
I married your sister. My
Are
half-brother's
you a
sister.
Targaryen?
Yeah. The next question comes from Fayfire, who asks, "How powerful do you think the Cyclone AA will be?" Not very powerful.
Size 2 is decent.
I think it's enough to tell someone to piss off, but not powerful enough to like actually kill somebody with one. hit.
And a lot of what they're
unless
going
they're
for
dumb
is,
and don't use countermeasures.
Yeah.
and a lot of what the CIG is going for is multiplayer gameplay too. It's not going to be like, you
It's
know,
gonna be like a small fleet of them.
one cyclone against a retaliator. Yeah, if you have a couple of them, and if you're defending a base, the base itself is going to have, depending on the base, but
Mhm.
some AA defenses and stuff. It's all in how you use it, really.
Next question comes from Solus, who says,
Spoken
"Will we
like
be
a
able to
man
lock
of
ships
kindness.
to? Will we be able to lock ships and make them unstealable, but also auto-destructive stolen? You will be able to lock ships. You won't be able to make them unstealable or auto-destructive stolen. Sorry.
You'd have to be in it to auto-destruct it.
Mhm.
It's not like you got a key fob, like, oh shit, he stole me.
Boom. Yeah.
Key fob.
I would actually like that in real life.
A key fob, though,
You
actually
just,
would be really
you just go to an app and you're like, oh, someone stole my car. Self-destruct.
Yeah.
I get a remote and start my car with my phone.
Drunk Dizzle would blow up his car. all the
God
time.
damn. There's so many people who are really mean
Panic. Oh, that
to,
wasn't a
to
panic button.
to cast members on here. Fuck you. I'm
Why is
sorry.
everyone saying mean shit about me? I'm not
I don't
doing
know
that,
why,
man.
Dizzle. They just don't like you for some reason. Darj asks.
I've watched my stream VODs before. I know why.
Darjnator asks. We drinked on the word fidelity and 3.0. Can we make Jake drink when he talks? Reddit asks help.
You pay for it.
Sorry, Reddit. You brought Dovak back on as a Reddit mod. We no sympathies. You've earned this right.
It may not be a drinking game, but me personally, I drink every time I watch a relay podcast and Jake points at the camera.
I drink every time.
Like
yeah.
this.
I drink every time I reflect upon my own life.
Damn. Wow.
I just drink when I wake up. Yeah.
Wow.
Arctic Games asks, do you think the Cyclone was added as a filler sail for a ship they didn't finish yet? No. I think that the Cyclone was honestly... Let me put it this way.
I'll be right back with it.
The landing zones, the idea of being able to land on anywhere you want on a planet is so new to CIG that they're fucking panicking at this point. They're like, holy shit, we need to add an entire level of gameplay which we have no experience with and have nothing to do. We have, like, at the time that it was really discussed about, there were two things. The Ursa, which had been around forever, and the Dragonfly. And they're like, we have to diversify this quick. So they added the Nox and the Cyclone. And I think we'll see even more ground vehicles as concept ships as we continue. Levitation, tracked, wheeled, doesn't matter. I think we're going to see a lot of that stuff coming through.
Can I speak to that real quick?
Sure.
That could also play into why we have seen delays with 3.0. The Planet Tech coming in. Imagine if it came out without the outposts, without the derelicts, without ground vehicles. There would have been nothing. Yeah, amazing, impressive moons to explore, with nothing on them. It was kind of that kind of situation where that content needed to be in to have some kind of depth to that gameplay. And it's been talked about for a long time that there is that disparity between...
Disparity.
This
New words being
I'm
made
drunk.
up live.
Leave me alone.
By Grit Spitter. Grit Spitter.
Between
Can you talk
between
in
being
Christopher
on
Walken
foot
voice
and
for the
being
rest
on
of the
ship, there needs to be that middle ground, the combined arms stuff, and they needed to start filling that gap quickly. So, ground
Can you
vehicles
talk
are.
in Christopher Walken?
Oh, you.
Yes, thank you.
And that's the thing, is that we're going to see a lot more
That's it.
more
That's all we
ground.
get.
We're going to see a lot of ground. We're going to see a lot of ground stuff and that kind of expand a little bit. So the next question comes from Jay Lee, who doesn't even freaking ask a question. He just makes a statement, which is, and this statement itself I know is false because Jay Lee would never say this. It says, "Yo, Texas is a better shot than me at PUBG." There, I said it.
Texas, did you submit that?
No.
Why are you pretending to be Jay Lee?
I 100% did not submit that question nor the Disco Lando statement about my beard being better. I submitted neither of those two questions. Can guarantee that.
Fake news.
Don't
Fake
you
news.
curse on this channel.
West asks the next.
Alternative facts.
West asks the next question. Who asks, aside from alien languages, do you think there's going to be NPCs in that universe that speak human languages other than English, French, Kanto, etc.? Possibly as a flavor, but I don't think we'll see it other than English.
Yes, localized.
That's
into
interesting.
French.
Yeah.
Yeah, when it's vocalized, when it's localized in like French or
I think
Russian, but yeah, but
I think it'll depend on your client. Yeah.
I feel like if they're gonna add any like flavoring of different languages, it's going to be alien ones.
Maybe accents though, because
obviously.
Once we do get our solar system in Earth, and there's Moscow, Shanghai, the several different landing zones. So maybe they'll at least have accents depending on whatever region your client is connecting to. Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
But we're not getting the Assassin's Creed Animus glitch
Yeah.
Languages.
no, I think we may see something like maybe a Jian speaking in French or in Chinese or something like that at some point, simply because, or Mandarin or something like that, just because for flavor for the actual characters who you're dealing with. But other than that, I don't think we're going to see people speaking in other languages other than alien languages. Next question, you might also see some like human characters speaking in different languages as kind of flavor, for their background.
Yeah.
Next question comes from Headclot, who asks, for Texas Skulls, is that art in the background real or a green screen? It's totally real.
No, that's real, bud.
That's Texas.
That is actually what Texas looks like.
Yeah. Next question comes from
Yes.
Commander Hellfire.
Oil fields everywhere.
Oil.
Next question comes from Commander Hellfire. Is there a golf clap in Star Citizen yet? There isn't. There needs to be.
There's not. Priorities, finger guns first.
Yeah, finger guns all day.
Finger
Dog.
guns, feign death, and golf clap. Get on it, CIG.
Combination of the two. Little finger gun.
No.
Good
No.
job.
No.
Darkest
That-
Mind.
That's what
Stop.
feathering is for. That's the feathering animations.
Ah.
You can segue from the finger gun to the golf clap.
Golf gun finger clap. That sounds like the worst STD possible.
God damn. Next
I
question
literally
comes.
just got beer up my nose because of that. Thanks, Dizzle.
Nice.
I should say.
That's joke number 4.
Darkest Mind asks, do you think that anyone carrying out battlefield medical duties such as search and rescue and Cutlass Red should be covered by the Star Citizen equivalent of the Geneva Convention and have a subsequent impact on crime rating if harmed, extremely high crime stat?
Like
No. Like the idea that if you target
Oh, sure. I'm sure there will be more severe penalties for that.
I don't think it'll be the
Jesus, that
case,
burns.
but I think that's also the it's limitations of technology, but also at the same time, no one if there is a third-party ambulance service that shows up to recover down ships in the middle of a 2-org
Yeah,
fight,
maybe the
and
NPCs.
if you shoot at that, guess what? No one's going to trust you because that org is now going to say, hey, Test Squadron fucking ganked us while we were trying to save Imperium's pilots, and we had nothing to do with either side. That means Test Squadron is going to lose a lot of reputation in the universe because no one's going to trust them. Like that ambulance
Let's be
service will
fair.
not show up.
That's a
What is
tall
their
order.
reputation to begin with?
Suggesting,
We're all
yeah, I
a
was going
bunch
to
of
say,
drunkards
suggesting that
anyway.
That's not-
Test
the test
has
has a
approvable reputation.
My point is that it'll come down to the fact that some third party rescue service will put people on blacklists, and then you just won't get rescued by them. So, that's the result. I think that the actual result will be more player driven and maybe even reputation driven than it will be like actual penalties. Next question comes from Fayfire, who asks, how powerful do you think the Cyclone AAs will be? We already talked about that. The estimated range of EMP module, no idea. And it's Cam.
Oh, Wild Cam
None.
appeared.
Yes. Mercenat9653, I'm sure that's mercenary, asks, do you get any new followers last night due to Cupcake's jokes? Yes, we all did. Because she's fantastic at jokes.
Great jokes. Unbelievable.
Best jokes ever.
Philo Wark asks, I haven't really been followed the career of stars of Chris Roberts, but as I am told by others, he more than once forced his publishers to finish his stuff because they thought it would last forever. Do you think he might be a problem to not have a publisher because the focus of the scope and finish the first iteration or releasing something CR needs? Goddamn, dude, just
That doesn't
TRDL.
make sense.
TRDL.
Hieroglyphs?
What?
Yeah, like it's like a fucking paragraph long as a question.
This is the whole reason he went Kickstarter and no publisher.
All right,
No publisher is going to let anybody
Yeah,
look at freelancers.
publishers
do what he's doing.
need to meet fiscal goals.
Yeah,
exactly.
And because of that, they're on a tight time frame most of the time.
Well, publishers give you money to make a game
In a
like
timetable.
anything.
Yeah.
If you give somebody money, if you provide them the money to create anything, build a house, a business, whatever, you need to show there's a certain time frame with certain results within certain time frames you have to provide. The whole point of Star Citizen is that it's all crowdfunded and that they don't have to answer to anybody, and they can
project
say fucking
project
what-
is funded with the idea that there weren't going to be any
It's
deadlines.
It's just a whole different can of worms.
yeah. So at the end of the day, we're going to see a much longer development.
Matt Sherman and Chaz, like someone forwarded me a quick question from a different backer, except it was like 8 paragraphs long. If you can't
Yeah.
fit it inside a tweet, it's not
Never a quick question.
That's
Yeah,
that's the reason Chris Roberts couldn't.
Read this 10-page document.
Yeah.
That's the whole reason Chris Roberts did
What's up, Matt
the
Sherman?
Kickstarter is because he couldn't make what he wanted to make with a publisher.
Now,
Is kind of the bottom line.
is there
It-
there not legitimate things that people can be concerned about in terms of like how long this project takes versus how many
course,
people?
yeah.
There's lots of questions about that, but that's something that I think even Chris Roberts is going to have his own come to Jesus moment at some point. Not just Chris, but the whole CIG development team, where they sit down and go, okay, how many years is it going to take for us to get to that basic, release version versus. And I think that's the discussion that people had, weeks ago when they talked about the 5 to 10 systems thing, is like, where do we set the bar at release versus, and there's an entire episode of the Captain's Table or years of discussion alone and that kind of stuff.
Nebulous thing when it comes to any game that's in kind of an early development, early access, and especially something like Star Citizen, where they plan to, just like World of Warcraft has done, keep expanding past release. Release is really like, at least for all of us backers, we're going to be playing alpha and beta, and then just one day we're going to get a patch. And just like every other patch, it'll go to Evocati, PTU, and then it'll be considered the quote-unquote live patch. And nothing will really be that different for any of us. It'll just be...
What do you mean? I can't complain about the release
And
date
then
anymore if they release the game.
They'll keep expanding beyond that. Like, it's just it's such a weird nebulous thing that there really isn't any way of defining.
Now, the answer was, if I think that the question is referring to something like Freelancer, and the thing about Freelancer and about even every Chris Roberts is that he doesn't really do well with dates. He blows past those dates pretty well, and that's the point of.
He treated me just fine when we went out.
True. You had a fantastic date. He was a perfect gentleman, and he even brought
dessert.
He even brought Cedars flowers.
The door and everything.
Yeah.
Didn't even hang out too long. Like he wanted me to invite him in.
Yeah.
No.
Said goodnight.
Perfect gentleman.
Wow.
No awkward half hug, maybe kiss at the end there. It's just very polite.
I was impressed. I called him back. Never texted me back though.
that needs to be a couple $1 million stretch goal. Date with Chris Roberts. Please, Chris, go on a date with C-Dizzle. I think he would accept your second date. He was impressed. Trust me.
Hashtag date Dizzle.
Bob Diddley asks, all right, he just wants us to drink. 3.0, 3.0, 3.0, 3.0, 3.0. I'm just going to go stop it at that. And then he ends with 3.0, drink bitches.
I'm going to have to go get another beer now.
Can I just once again? That's not a question.
That's not a question. Nix is the judge. She judges you for your statements.
Yes, she does.
Nix
I don't know,
has been
Nix.
far
It's
too
making me
quiet.
question my
I feel
choice
like-
of coming on this podcast.
I feel like Nix needs to handle the next few questions because Nix has been far too quiet.
All right, Nix, this question is for you. Darjanator asks, fine, here's an actual question. What scenario other than unsafe atmospheric conditions do you envision would actually make you choose a ground vehicle versus a spaceship?
Take away
Instead of a spaceship.
Like what would make a ground vehicle in your idea, in your mind? What would make a ground vehicle more valuable than a spaceship?
Other than unsafe atmospheric conditions.
Price, running cost, ease
Yes.
of getting around on planet side versus.
When did Nix's voice get so manly?
Man,
Yeah.
Nix, you sounded like Texas Skulls there for a second.
That's weird.
Ease of opening snack bags.
Sorry guys, I was getting angry. I needed a Sour Patch Kid.
Well, I don't know. I guess
Must have gotten that golf gun finger clap. Changed your voice all crazy.
it's a wicked symptom, man.
Jesus. Smells amazing though.
Other than unsafe atmospheric conditions. I
You
don't
can't
know,
put
maybe
20s on a spaceship.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, I just walked back into. We talking about spinning rims?
Yes.
Yeah.
I honestly, I think in some cases, like direct, like sampling, science, motherfucker. Like sometimes.
Yeah, so closeness to your sampling medium per se, or perhaps you are going for stealth, so being on the ground versus being in the air.
There we go.
You could have some reasons.
Fuel consumption, yeah. Lots of
Caves.
Because
Caves,
it's fucking
yeah, exactly.
cool, and if I'm rolling up in like seven cyclones and like blasting, hardcore gangster rap from like the 1990s.
You can't hit sweet jumps in a spaceship.
Yeah.
It could
Like,
be
have
a
you
sca-
seen the tires on the Cyclone? Like, come
Mad
on.
up.
It could be a scale
on.
thing too. Like, would you hop in a personal jet to go to the grocery store, or would you get in your car? Because these planets are huge.
Jet.
If you're trying to do something precise within a localized area, you're not going to hop in your ship that's going to just like burn past it crazy fast the second you take off. So.
I personally approve, because the thing is that the Cyclone also has jump jets. So the idea to go off a sick jump and hit those jump jets as you're going into
Yep.
The question is, if it's an asteroid, low enough gravity, can you actually break atmosphere jump jetting?
God damn it! I want to hear this. I want to hear this Armageddon argument already. God damn it!
I just want to drift through space in my Ursa.
Next question comes from Kofefe Meat Spin Simulator.
Every time, man.
He's actually asking
Get
some
over
good
that
questions here.
No, but
What-
it's that name. It gets it every time.
It's not as good as the Christian one.
When are we getting player cap increase from Star Citizen? 24 players server seems low. After the
Good question.
this
Matt
streaming.
Sherman says that they don't plan on jump jets being that powerful, even as a bad joke.
Yeah.
God damn it! Damn it! Sherman,
That's
stop
part of
crushing my
server
dreams. We want to be able to like Armageddon our way off an asteroid. All right. Damn it. I think what's the streaming thing? It's
That's a server meshing combined with object container streaming and the serialized. The issue with why we have bad frame rates and the 2.x builds that we've had is network data bottlenecks, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you need to really minimize network traffic to have more clients connect. And that's part of what's coming online eventually. That's what they're working towards. The whole reason we can have the content we're going to have in 3.0 is because they have made improvements, but it's either sure we could have stuck with the content we have right now and upped the player count, or you can have more content and keep the player count, because it's about network traffic. And there are aspects of that network code that have come online and are done, and others that aren't done. And it's one of those you're fucked if you do, you're fucked if you don't CIG moments. It's, do we want to keep 2.6 and up the player count and add nothing new to it? Or do we want to expand the game and keep the player count the same until we have that network code that can support more network traffic? Because there are improvements and they allow this increased content we're about to get, but it doesn't quite yet allow increased player count. It all comes down to network traffic.
Shit,
that's a whole long conversation.
I was in the PTU when they put 42 players per server. That shit was not fun. It was like absolute 10 frames and crash fest, because everyone was trying to.
The mere fact we can go from what we have now to what's coming in 3.0, that additional amount of content, that additional amount of game space and playable assets, is because there have been improvements. But
I'm sorry,
it's not
I'm looking
done
at Texas
yet.
Skulls, who's slowly working off strain, trying to grab his.
He's like salt baying himself to treats.
Salt.
Shut up. Carry on.
Yeah.
Next question comes from Mike, who asks, do you think they'll increase the afterburner speed, or introduce a cruise speed so we can fly around a planet efficiently rather than quantum jumping out and jumping back
2.5, fine.
The other side? Here's the thing. If you can actually toggle your afterburner, so if you just hit the button, you go up to afterburn speeds, and it actually doesn't use your fuel too much if you move left or right. So they've actually kind of met us halfway already. It's already there.
Yep.
Just look into your options. I know it's crazy because Sasha doesn't have a lot of options, but holy shit, does it actually have some options now that I didn't even know about that they introduced in 2.6. Commander Depends asks, what does the knock say? It says vroom, 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 vroom.
I like that.
Yeah.
Also not a question.
That's a question.
No,
what does the knock say?
technically that is a question, Nick.
But if you answer it, you're making a statement.
Yeah.
That's how you answer
You're not
questions.
asking a question to anyone in the cast if you answer.
But if you
Or
answer
would you
questions with
prefer me to
questions,
answer questions with another question? Are we playing
Yeah.
questions right
'Cause
now?
that's just-
And if you
Might
fail,
be.
you must
But
drink.
on the other hand, the only
if you
way
fail, you
anyone's
drink.
getting you to answer any questions is by not actually answering questions.
Can I just throw in that I'm nervous because Jake has been far too quiet for
Jake
far
has
too
been
long.
quiet.
I'm having a
for like an
discussion.
hour.
He's been typing in chat.
I'm having a discussion in chat.
Jake, this is
It
question.
makes me uncomfortable.
This
when
question
you're
is for
quiet,
you. It's from Blank, who asks:
Okay.
the Falcon Heavy rockets are launching on N7. When did we cross over into the Mass Effect timeline?
Whoa.
November 7th is when they were launching that Falcon Heavy.
Whoa.
That's a good answer.
Wow. Yes. Great answer.
Next question comes from
Joey from Blossom. Whoa.
from Gotta Catch 'Em All.
Is that a Mako?
No, it's a nomad.
Oh my God!
Same difference.
Got 'em Catch 'Em All asks.
No, the nomad actually handles correctly.
Yes.
I'm kidding.
Got 'em
I
Catch
just
'Em All
wanted to figure
asks: should there be realistically modeled space STDs?
Which is funny because Gotta Catch 'Em All is actually some of my friends' outlook on STDs.
I think the answer to that is yes. Moving on.
The question is, do Vandal herpes have bioluminescence?
Dude, I'm
yes. Yes.
down as fuck. I'd pay money for some glow dick right now.
God.
Why does it have to be bioluminescent though?
Vandal have bioluminescence.
Vandal are bioluminescent. So.
Yeah.
But it, meh.
Got a
Gildas-
rave in my trousers, girl. You want to party?
Gildis Atter asks, Nix,
God.
when are you going to go sailing?
What am I gonna go say, or when am I gonna go?
When are
sailing?
you going to go sailing?
When I replace
well-
my boat and I take next sailing.
Yeah. Don't have a boat at the moment, so kind of hard to sail without a boat. But as soon as possible would be the best answer for that one.
I'm a lifelong sailor. Used to live on a sailboat.
Should go back there.
I wish I could.
Damn, son.
Wish I could. Then I wouldn't be here right now with you.
See, the worst part is that they're actually friends, long-term friends. Dropping the Dude asks, why did Texas kill Beardwatch 2018? That's the response. Next
My
question.
boss came up to me with a gun and said, "If you don't shave, I'm going to shoot you." And that's legal in Texas to threaten people with guns. So I had to oblige.
Can confirm it is legal.
The item system 2.0 stamina system installed yet,
Yeah.
so he
Yeah.
couldn't make the long run.
Next question comes from the
Beard
Night
here wasn't
Rider.
properly modeled.
Question from Jake. Do you know Jake from State Farm Insurance? And if yes, what is he wearing?
Oh, the most original joke of all time.
That khaki wearing
Handle it.
motherfucker.
I can't handle it. It hurts. It's so funny I can't even bring myself to laugh.
Next question comes from Cold Lips, who asks, how much beer is drinked?
Ranked or
Drank.
Dranked.
By the whole crew during the one stream of the captain's table. More than the entire crew of the USS Independence could down in one
I
stream.
drank no beer today on the captain's table.
We
I
could
drink
fill a
only
Star
whiskey.
Bearer if you could fill
Only
a Star
Scotch.
Bearer.
Only Scotch. Commander Z-Man, or I'm sorry, the BDSSE asks, if there is a single thing you could change about the way CIG does business, what would it be? More communication.
More blowjob. Wait, what?
That's only for concierge. See Dizzle.
I'm double concierge at this point, dog. I'm getting double
You get
BJ.
Alrighty. So, this is a good question, and it's one that Nix needs to answer because I think everybody else on this panel has the right answer. And Nix is going to answer this properly. Who on the panel has tickets for either the two large October events, VerseCon or CitizenCon?
First con.
And who does not? So Jake, myself, I know Texas Skulls does.
I mean, we're both
I don't have
technically
VerseCon
on
tickets,
staff.
Joe. Can you hook me up?
What is
Buy
the
your
question?
tickets.
I don't
The question is,
understand.
are you going to either CitizenCon or VerseCon?
Oh, me personally, no, neither.
What? You're not that far from VerseCon. Why are you not going to VerseCon?
It's not in the cards for me financially this year, so.
So I think
Well,
we're gonna have to
I haven't gotten
fundraise.
my
Just-
tickets yet, but I am going. If I have to go by Colorado and kidnap Nix, I will bring her.
Pick me up too, dude.
Get Cedizzle because he's there
I'll bring
too.
Dizzle. Yeah, that's right. You're both in Colorado, aren't you? Yep. I can make that happen. I have connections in Colorado.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Road trip.
just looking for somewhere
Road
to stay.
trip.
That's the only thing that stopped me from getting tickets yet.
Dude,
There's
look,
some good
Well,
places.
I've got.
in Austin.
I'll drive my sweet van out there. You guys. can
Listen,
stay.
listen. Me and Texas Skulls are gonna have to get a giant penthouse, anyways,
we're
for
fucking partying, dude.
for the
I
for
don't
the,
have a van.
for the test after party. So you can stay at the penthouse as long as you don't
Yep.
mind a
Dude,
party.
some asshole slept in my fucking bed when I threw that party in California. It's like 5 a.m. and all I want to do is go to fucking sleep. And I go into the room and some asshole's asleep in my fucking bed. I'm like, well, I guess I'm staying up all night. Motherfucker. Sorry
It's
about
5
that.
a.m. You had already stayed up all
sidetracked.
night.
Bang Chow, Bang Chow,
Drag their ass out of there. Come on.
Bang Chow.
Well, it's California,
asks,
so I don't have my gun, you know, to...
Bang Chow asks, how many respawns do you think it will take to take game death of your avatar? What is the average lifespan of a player under natural death, old age?
9.
Well, it depends on how accelerated the game time is, too.
We don't really know yet.
So, no idea.
I personally, I've started referring to the permadeath thing in Star Citizen as incapacitations, and death is when you reach permadeath, and you will get incapacitated and get revived in hospitals to a
So
point that
yesterday
your
you were
body can't be
incapacitated
revived
by
anymore.
lightning.
Exactly. That was number
Mhm.
one. Well, actually, that was
Follow.
like number 5, but yeah,
The lightning had struck.
I did.
Guys, Gritspitter got struck by lightning yesterday. We should
Last
all
night, yeah.
Yep.
be concerned for his health and safety right about
That's
now.
fine.
In
It
fact,
feels like
if
I'm
you check
struck
out
by lightning every time I look into his
GoFundMe.com/Gritspitter got struck by lightning, you can donate $1 towards the Save Gritspitter's Mind Fund.
It needs
Juicy
it.
Dizzle.
You do realize I have literally had fires 2 times since I've started
God.
streaming. Yeah. I live in a little cabin out in the middle of nowhere. I have had 2
See,
house
Nix,
fires.
I told
One
you!
almost took the whole fucking place.
He said a cabin in the middle of nowhere, not a corn
it doesn't-
farm.
All right, I said Midwest. Luckily,
No, you said, I swear, it was on a fucking corn farm.
It's not a corn farm. But
Corn
luckily-
farm.
Corn farm.
It's not a corn farm.
It's okay.
Get out of here. It's a fucking cabin in
The
the
bodies in the freezer were fine. The generator did not go out, so it's fine.
Grit likes his women like some
Alright.
coffee, chopped up and in the freezer.
I mean,
Oh my
you
god!
have to grind it for freshness. I mean, freeze it right after.
Oh, God.
Pokemon Space
Please.
Incest Simulator, which is the best name of all time, asks, should there be a space hemorrhoids to go with our space toilets? I want to get the full Star Citizen experience. Yes, moving on.
I think this is the question we have to end the show on.
No, that's the beginning.
we've only got like a handful of questions left, and we're gonna do it real quick.
It's
Well,
It's the most beautiful thing I've ever heard.
This next one is dumb because it's asking about goons and something awful. If you want to ask about goons and something awful, they have a wonderful site called Something Awful. It's a perfect place to go to.
Or come to my stream, so I can just ban you and listen to you.
Next question comes from Texas Skulls, who says, I am not submitted false statements under fraudulent names. God damn.
That's not a question.
It's not a question, Texas. I'm sorry. Next question
That was
comes...
actually not me. When I submit a question, it is under some other name besides my own, okay? That was not actually my submitted question.
Aggro Knuckle asks,
That's
how
exactly
much
what I would say if I wanted to divert all blame.
how much longer is this going to take? My battery is dying. Only a few more minutes. Next question, is ArcCorp going to be covered all in city industrial places or going to have uninhabited areas? All city. It's a city
ArcCorp is all city.
Is ArcCorp going to be city? Blah, blah, blah. That's the next same question. Headclot asks, when someone says Daymar, does anyone think of the Nightman song from the Philadelphia? Yes, Dayman. Next question, for the Knicks, true or false, lasers work by focusing sound waves for science?
Sorry, I got distracted by watching.
So all I can think
you
about
repeat
right
the
now is
question?
True or
Daymar,
false?
Fighter of the Night Mars.
Uh,
Jesus
Okay.
Christ.
True or false?
Lasers work by focusing sound waves.
Well, do you know what laser stands for?
That's light
Actually,
versus sound. Yeah,
Yeah, so it's light,
that makes no sense.
but I actually kind of do have like a relatively decent understanding of lasers.
Laser.
Focus
laser,
light.
I guess.
Sorry.
Yeah.
man.
It is focused light, but it's no, that's false. I'll just go with that. That's the answer to the
Thank you,
question.
Nix. Question comes from Joe's Got More. Question: do you think about armor pieces being bought separately? Will we have a heavy torso to carry more weapons and light legs to move more faster?
It sounds like.
More faster.
Can I speak to that? I actually know that. They have talked about the fact that all the equipment, all the items have their own mass values. So it is completely dependent on you. Yes, you can mix and match, but it's the overall accumulation of mass weight on you. So you might get a slight boost to your stamina and your oxygen consumption by using light legs or light arms with a heavy chest piece, but you're only protecting your chest and not your legs and your limbs. It's all based in the mass of the equipment you're using. So your stamina will be affected on weight.
Physics.
It's what it comes down to. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
and you in terms of like being able to attach more stuff to a torso, you probably will, but then you
Yeah.
also move slower. Just because you have light legs
Yeah.
doesn't necessarily mean you move faster.
well, you would move faster than having all heavy, basically. So you might get a slight benefit from not having.
But if I see you wearing light legs, I'm going to shoot you in the legs, and you'll die faster.
Exactly.
Just
Yeah.
find your
That's
weak
the
spot.
whole cost versus risk. Yeah.
God damn it! Tavarin Missionary asks, Squawk, do you think you'll be able to use your Ursa rover as an escape pod in an emergency? Fly out the back of your Connie and float in space for a rescue? Scree? Yes, maybe.
That's
And
not a bad
please-
point.
Actually, call me.
It's an enclosed
Squawk and
environment.
Speedy all the time, please.
And also, please,
Wow.
Jesus, do
Did
not
somebody
make...
clip that,
Wow.
please?
God damn.
Yeah, it's been clipped, guaranteed.
That's going to be my
Oh,
new
my God.
file alert right now. Is going to be that. Yeah.
Joe's Got More asks, do you think we will take damage by entering atmosphere at a poor angle? No, not that. They're not that detailed. Dropping the
I fucking
deuce.
hope not.
When will a dong slider be added? Disco Lando had an answer for this because he said at one point, "Who says we haven't added this?" You know, so the
When
answer-
you can play as a Van Duel, that's what's going to happen. Because you're going to have that armored dick,
yeah.
depending on how long you can
dick.
survive. Yeah.
Dragon Diablos asks for Grit Spitter. Can Grit say I'm a leaf on the wind?
I'll bring up the dinosaur. I'm a leaf on the wind. Watch me soar.
There we go. Next question for Grit Spitter. Why'd you stop living on a sailboat?
Why did I... 100%
What's the
transparency.
TLDR?
I'll go down this road if you want.
Oh God! Please not too long.
TLDR.
TLDR.
I got engaged to a crazy person that convinced me to sell my boat and leave where I lived, and now I am single
Leave
and
where you
not
live?
married, and I no longer have that sailboat. So, which was the better choice?
Holy fuck! Did you date one of my exes?
Next question comes from Rika 00, who asks, "What do you think about the fact that CIG teams originally thought Chris was joking by adding the sandworm, and when they found out he wasn't, were concerned about adding a marketing fluff that might not be in game? I have no idea if that's valid or not. So, never heard of that. Didn't hear that. Now I don't doubt that at some point CIG, because Chris." From what I've heard, Chris is kind of a jokester. He likes to make fun of jokes, and we've seen that making self-referential jokes all the time.
How do you make fun of jokes?
Fun of
Just
jokes? Fun of jokes.
Hey, Nick,
fun
your
of
jokes
jokes.
fucking suck. Haha.
Fun of
So that's how
me.
you make fun of
And the jokes that
making fun of your jokes. Yeah, see, making fun of jokes.
I feel like you're making fun of me because my jokes suck. So I'm a bad joke teller.
So Captain Cupcake actually asked a question for you, Nix.
Don't you
And
science
because she's
geeks,
high on, because Captain Cupcake is high on.
Yes, post surgery.
Yeah. She says, Nix, I really like your hair color. Which dye and color is it? And she says, please speak
Cupcake-
loud because I
That's
messed up on
totally
pain
natural.
meds.
Okay, sorry. I'll speak louder, Captain. Oh wait, Cupcake Captain. It's L'Oreal Feria, R57 Cherry Crush.
Uh-oh, we got a box dyer on our hands, guys.
Yep.
It works. I mean, I have a
My
cherry.
wife
Right.
would be upset.
My wife,
It's the only way I do my pube.
Cam uses the same kind of stuff, and it's because she has like the hair shifting that goes from like blonde to brunette, but sort of blonde and brunette with a little bit of red in at some point, so it looks really weird. And she has no eyebrows, so that's why she dyes. It just makes it easier to just be like, I'm this color now. Just pencil, done. So I understand.
It suits you. It suits you, Nix.
Oh, thanks.
You look lovely.
Oh, thank you.
Purple Drank or Death asks, is the Reliant Core is the Reliant Core the free candy van of the Star Citizen universe? Yes. Yes.
I don't know. Candy vans still drive kind of well.
Can I
Yeah.
throw in my dream fucking vehicle in Star Citizen? The Winnebago from Spaceballs. I want that.
You mean
I want a true liveaboard Winnebago.
You mean the Bang Stang? Grit?
Bang Stang,
The Bang Stang? Because
I
that
also
is
As
want
long
a
as I can
barf.
track Pizza the Hut.
Yeah.
I'm
I
okay
also
with
want a
that.
barf co-pilot.
a
though.
barf co-pilot. We have 3 more questions. We're almost there. Question for Nix. What kind of effects do you think we should have if we take illegal drugs in Star Citizen?
Cool ones. Next. I'm just kidding.
Where everything
Well,
makes sense.
So, what kind of effects? Well, I mean, do you want? It depends on what type of drugs. I mean, they could just make up any effect they want for some space drug that we've never seen before. But I mean, it wouldn't be too hard to create the drug-induced stupor that occurs of human-based.
I think you should get golf gun finger clap.
You know,
Yeah,
If
exactly.
they,
I
if
want
they
to.
come in during Alpha, I want them to make the schedule report have accurate dates.
Jesus.
Oh,
That's a hell of a drug.
That's a hell of a drug. Tell me who your dealer is,
I
man.
believe that
Jesus
drug's
Christ.
called hope.
Darkest Mind asks, do you think a kick in the balls should be a melee attack in Star Citizen that only female characters can / I would utilize? Yes, Darkest Mind. Kick in the balls just for yourself. I think kicking the balls should just be it's like one of those like, what is it, Indiana Jones, where he just like, the guy's like, I've got a sword, blah blah, blah, and he just pulls out a gun and shoots him.
Bap.
Yeah, like I think that should be one of those moves where someone runs up to you, is like, you just kick him in the balls and then run away. You know?
If life kicks me in the balls every day and I can't come home and do it in a game too,
That works no matter what the gender is. It
Yeah.
really does.
I was gonna say at that point, it's I just need a voice emote that says, I don't know you, that's my purse.
that's my purse.
Paul,
I'm
you should read
Bobby
what Dark
Hill.
Vader said.
Oh God.
Damn it,
You
Bobby.
bruised my avocado.
Where does Darsh? I don't see him saying it other than you.
Just right there.
Okay.
Okay, never mind. I don't see what Darsh said. Next question comes from Carly Ray Jepson. Texas
Jesus.
calls. Call me maybe.
Yes.
Can I
Later,
just-
after the show.
I
Yes,
just
Carly.
think that Darkest Mind, they don't need to cater to ladies in SC, because as long as Nyx is playing Star Citizen, she will prove the worth of any woman in SC.
There's
Aw,
lots
thanks.
of women in Star Citizen who I am
Because
afraid
she
to
will
fight.
sickle the hell out of anybody.
Exactly. They better add sickles to Star Citizen then.
Trust me, I
They
fear
have
that.
a sight.
I have twin older sisters. Trust me, I do not fear men. I fear women. They will fuck you up.
The road to El Dorado, man. Anybody? I fought your
best
sister.
possible.
That's a compliment.
They know
Headclot
what they're doing.
asks, where do you get your tech news? Example, Linus Tech Tips, Gamers Nexus, Paul's Hardware, etc. Jake, where do you get your tech news?
Like for games.
Just for tech in general.
For video games, normally Giant Bomb and Kotaku. For tech in general, I like Linus Tech Tips and Reddit, I guess.
Nix?
I don't know. I don't do like a ton of
Like if you find
finagling in that department, but I have seen
You're
Linus
in
Tech Tips,
headlights
so.
instantly.
Nyx is the scientist. She doesn't need anybody to tell her.
she knows tech because she is tech.
I am tech. Yes.
Tex, how about you?
Roommate, because he gets his tech news from the internet, and then I get the TLDR version from him. And I'm like,
There we go.
thanks.
How about you, C Dizzle?
I don't.
He just looked it up. Grit.
I kind of same to Jake, Kotaku, and just generally research. With anything on the internet, if you hear anything, do your research. Look it up. Find out what anybody's saying about anything. Anything could be biased. So go for the broad spectrum and find out what overlaps. I'm a man of averages. Find what is the normal mean by looking at everything.
Above average in my book.
So I'm a lazy married man, and my technology information either comes from the fact that I like people tell me on stream, Reddit, and my wife, because my wife's just like, hey, have you heard about this? I'm like, I have not. Now I have. So because Cam is smarter than I am and keeps up with that stuff a lot better than I do.
Not difficult, is it?
The last question comes from Darjanator, who said, I said getting punted in the cunt hurts just as much as getting kicked in the cock. I'd imagine getting kicked anywhere hurts. That's the purpose of getting kicked.
Yeah, man.
That ends the shit show that is Star Citizen Captain's Table, episode 52.
Cunt punt, huh?
And another cunt punt. There we go. I also have another question from a friend of mine who asked, come drink with us when you're done here. I will walk over in full Paul Shelley and drink with you, my friend.
Batman Berserker 01 Shelley.
Also, can I throw in a side note?
Bro, Zerker.
Jake, Paul, I might be heading your way shortly.
Are you, huh?
Texas bound.
Ooh. See, everyone's
Notice
coming
I
to
didn't-
Texas.
I'm telling you,
Jake,
everybody
Chris
is up there.
Bitter, Nix, you gotta
Notice
show up.
I did not include.
There's
Texas.
lots
I
of.
already did the living in Texas and
I was
good
born
for a
in
while.
Texas.
I was gonna say we have lots of research labs in Austin. I've seen them. There are
Oh, yeah?
too many of them. It's like half the damn town is research labs, and they're huge. It's ridiculous walking by and being like, "Wow, there's another research lab. There's another research lab." Why are there 14 campuses on of research labs in this general area? And then there's like one Jimmy John's where all of the scientists go to eat their foods. It's
No one goes to Jimmy John's. They have like
Scientists.
3-minute delivery anywhere in the fucking country. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm convinced that they have a sandwich fucking truck parked in the parking lot outside of my office because I ordered Jimmy John's. They're at the door right away.
Yeah.
They're like,
They get a
fucking
3D printer with Amazon. They're
Yeah.
pumping that shit out.
Yeah.
It's not even
There's
real.
no
Listen,
fucking
listen,
way they
listen.
make it.
Dude, it's all
NVIDIA,
plastic.
NVIDIA, Jimmy John's doesn't have to be terrible. It's just delivery, all right? Like Subway doesn't deliver to my freaking house. All right, just saying that.
It's not delivery. It's
That's very
DiGiorno.
Oh, Jesus.
So if you guys haven't done so,
Thank
please
you.
follow all of these wonderful people. They all stream, except for Jake. He doesn't stream, but he does deal with Relay.
Relay.sc, son.
So you should go see that. They're all, I think every single one of you guys is affiliates, right? All of you guys
Yeah.
have your affiliate status?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I represent Relay, then
Yes.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everyone.
I refuse to recognize any affiliation with this show.
This shit
Okay,
show.
I was forced to be here.
Go follow all of them. They all stream. They do Star Citizen. They do other games. And if you guys want to catch this live, if you haven't catch this live, you can catch us live at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. British Summer Time. And that is, of course, 5 p.m. Central Daylight Time because Texas doesn't understand anything other than Texas time.
Thank you. Thank you, dude.
Middle
to be-
child of the time zones.
To be fair, the
Yes.
Central Standard Time is pretty fucking big. It goes from like
What
the
about
Rocky.
Mountain Time, dog?
It goes from
Yeah,
like the
Mountain
Rocky, from like the Rocky Mountains
Give a
to
shit
like
about Mountain
This
Time.
podcast
like the
is
Ohio or whatever, But yeah, no, Mountain Time is all right. 3 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Mountain, 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern. There we go. They're all 4 time zones in North America.
Mountain
What
time
about our
is
Hawaii
3.0 yet. So I
Fuck
just-
Hawaii.
friend.
Hawaii is not part of
Yeah,
North
that's
America.
very
It's an
right. Yeah,
island in the
fuck Hawaii.
Pacific.
You're right.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
You're right.
Hawaii.
You're right.
Anyways,
Damn, you just got lawyered, son.
Anyways, thank you guys all so much for hanging out with us. Hope to see you guys again soon, and stick around because we're going to be doing a quick raid for one of the some of the new guys who are doing Star Citizen or some of the lower guys.
who
So
are we
go
doing?
raid it.
Yep.
Have a good night. Hope to see you guys again soon. But if I don't, hope to see you
Also-
someday in the black.
That's racist.
Mondays on my channel, Quantum Queries.
The music in this fucking shit. That guy's running with no guns? The fuck?